Check this out, everybody. How about this for a beach? What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the Caribbean series. Today I am on the north, kind of undeveloped side of this island. There are a few homes and stuff on this side, but a lot of it ain't. And I think one of the reasons is the beach can get dirty. Check out all the seaweed on here. So it's not like your traditional Caribbean beach that nice, perfect white sand. In fact, it even has, isn't that one of those companies, those really expensive companies, that double G on it? Anyway, somebody lost, I think that is, or it's a knockoff, I don't know fashion or anything like that. But anyway, a lot of trash comes to the north side of the island, so it's not as developed. But I'm thinking that might make it really good for fishing. And you know what? First walk down, I see a school of bait fish hanging out right in here. And that is a great sign. It's not a big school. There's I can see like a dozen maybe hanging out right here. And that's a really good sign because the big fish will come in to eat them. So let's fish the wild side of the island today. I brought all my cook stuff and let's see what happens. All right, my strategy, I think, is going to be to start on this end of the beach and then go down that way. It goes for a long way. It's almost endless. Well, no beach is endless, but it's miles long. And then for bait, I'm going to try something I've never tried before. Baby octopus from the store. Whole, clean. That could be a problem. What I was thinking is the octopus is great bait, but if they've been cleaned, they might not be as good. But then again, it might not matter at all, because usually when I'm using octopus in Hawaii, even fresh stuff that we catch ourselves, I always take the skin off anyway. It's like they just like the white meat. So hopefully them being cleaned in a factory doesn't affect the flavor of them for the fish. Oh, it came out, look. That's solid octopus right there. It says 16 to 25 baby octopus in there. So what I gotta do is kind of melt this down a bit and yeah, see if I can get them out of there. There's one tentacle on the end here. I'll start off with that one. I'm actually gonna leave this out of the cooler so it melts down. I'm just gonna try a bare hook first thing. I might try some split shots in a bit, but a lot of times if you can go as natural as possible, that is the best. Oh man, is this not a beautiful day? All right, my friends, I'm gonna wade out in the water and I'm gonna cast over the grass, first cast of the day. Just met some folks off camera. I don't want to show it, but they're from Poland. That was cool because they're here for working on the island, and the contract was minimum 1 year, but they might stay forever, they said. Move here permanently. That'd be pretty cool. That's such a difference, like from Poland to the Caribbean like this. I'm sight fishing for fish, but I'm also just casting blind because sometimes they're hiding in the grass or whatever, or they hear something splash on the surface, like the bait landing, and they'll swim over to it. So I'm not discounting any hidden fish. Oh, there's a bite. All right, first bite of the day. So the octopus does have some good flavor to it. That's what I'm really happy of that, because for just that reason. Oh yeah, something mangled it. That's good. That's really good. I'm glad that the octopus has flavor. In fact, I might have to go back and get a new piece. I'm gonna try one more cast though. That's excellent. Okay, good. I was worried that cleaned octopus would have all the flavor cleaned right out of it. All right, my friends, I'm gonna head down. This grass stuff, there are definitely some fish in the grass, but I'm just not feeling it. And I think there are more rocks down that way, so I'm gonna walk down the beach a bit. Guys, I was just walking down the beach and I think they're, I don't know what they are. They're permit or pompano or something. They're just they're in the shallows. I can't quite tell. They're kind of a wide-bodied fish. I'm not sure what they are. Oh shoot, missed him. You guys might, oops, I scared them. Got him, folks. It's a permit. It's a permit. Yes, look at that. Don't want to get too excited. There are people that sat down right over there, right behind me. Look, guys, my first permit ever. That is so cool on a tropical beach like this. Permit. I've never caught one before, so yeah, it's totally a baby permit. Cool, guys, man, my first one ever. Got my tape measure here. Let's see, if he's 8 inches, I can keep him. Yeah, totally, like 8 1/4. Barely a keeper, and I know he's small, but since it's my first one, I'm totally gonna keep him and eat him. And in fact, I don't know if I'd want to eat the really big ones anyway. All right, I'm gonna knock him out real quick. All right, my friends, I'm just gonna keep walking down and looking in the water, kind of sight fishing. This is fun. This is interesting. Look at this, just big bank of gnarly seaweed. Yeah, I see little fish swimming, getting out here into the rocks. Yes. We're in the rocky zone here. Not rocky like bum 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 bum. Rocky like sedimentary, volcanic, coral, you know. Whoa, what was that? What the heck? My bait wasn't quite in that spot. It was nearby, but we got some fish down here, folks. I'm in the good zone here, in the rocky zone. There's some little fish fry right there. Wonder what kind they are. They're just little micros. Definitely spawning season right now, or kind of a post-spawn. Spawn for some fish probably, and post-spawn for a lot. Got him. Fish on. Fish on. Yes. We got some sort of reef fish. Oh, it's a grunt. A nice size grunt. First grunt of the day. Grunt are an interesting fish because they're useless. We've tried eating them. They're not much good eating. We tried using them as bait, and we can't really catch much on them as bait. There you go. You can kind of see it down in there. Cool. They're really pretty fish, but useless, you know? There you go, buddy. Kind of shaking. Got him. Another fish. Man, took it so hard. Oh, he got off. Dang it. They're loving the octopus. That. See, if I want to like go out on a boat rental or something like that, or go kayak fishing, I know now to go to the store and grab octopus. Now we're firmly in the rock zone here. All right. Ooh, look at these tide pools. Oh, these tide pools have some micro fish in them. I love tide pools, man. When I was younger, I would always get a little net and catch fish in the tide pool. Sometimes just for fun. I wouldn't even use them as bait. You see their little sandy spots like right over there. Cast in. I see kind of a dark cave. I'm gonna drop it right down in front of the dark cave. See if anything comes out. Oh yeah, something came right out. Oh, it's I think just a sergeant fish, but still. Oh no, there's a snapper. There's a snapper. Oh, a little squirrel fish. Gosh, guys, there's a cave right here. And a bunch of the fish came. Whoa. A bunch of fish came out of this little shallow cave. There's a snapper in there. That's what I want. Of course, there might be other ones too, but let's get a snapper. Yeah, I see him. He might be a keeper too. Got him. Yes. Sight fishing for snapper. Okay, he's smaller than I thought than he looked underwater. Still, schoolmaster snapper. Nice little catch. You know, I was about to just take him off the hook and release him, but I gotta at least see if he's a keeper. Oh, beautiful fish. All right, moment of truth. He's close. Gotta lay him on a flatter surface here. Well, now he is 8 inches. I'll be Jiggered. Right at the 8-inch mark. Should I take that as a sign to keep him? And you know, if I catch a bigger one, then I'll just have 2 snapper. But there are a couple little nice fillets. We'll call it a micro reef fish catch and cook today. Pretty fish. These get way bigger. You know what I could do is stick him in this little tide pool here. Yeah. In case I want to cull him out. I think, whoa, or not. Let me dig it out a little bit. Here, there you go. Yeah, see, the water comes up and feeds into it. That's perfect. You guys see how that works there? Feeds into it, but I hope he doesn't get out on this side. Yeah, see, it just replenished it again. Well, I'll take a chance. Hopefully he doesn't get out. I'll put a few rocks right there, but I think he should be happy in there as much as a fish can be happy. You know what I'm gonna try, folks? I'm gonna take one of these baby octopus and let's stick him in a tide pool and let's see what comes along to take a bite. So after I walked away, these 2 little fish came out, and check it out, it's a schoolmaster snapper, and then I don't know what that other fish is, but a schoolmaster snapper, just a miniature version, a little 2-inch version, and he likes the smell of it, but I think he's a little intimidated by that octopus. That's pretty big compared to him, and I don't know if he's unsure of whether it's alive or dead. I don't think he ever took a bite. And then it didn't take long before a moray eel, of course, smelled it out. But I do have to say, this is a small tide pool, and I think he came from the deeper water. So he came from a good ways away. And we had this discussion once on my Ace Underwater channel about how poor eyesight moray eels have. And I think this video demonstrates that. Look at how obvious the octopus is, but the eel is having a hard time finding his way over. And he doesn't just see it swim over, he just keeps like sniffing the water. And eventually, there you go, finds it. So they are all smell and taste, I guess. Good grief, look at that, gone in one gulp. He inhaled that whole octopus and then is searching for more under the rock. Gosh, that is crazy. What a cool shot. That little schoolmaster snapper better watch out. Yeah, he wants more into the rock. It's not enough that he got a whole octopus all to himself. And then check out how fast they are. They look a little like slugs, but when they want to move, whoosh, they're gone. I think I probably walked over and he took off. You know what, guys, here's a little ledge right here. Let's see if there's anything under this. I'm getting a bite. Oh, I had one just right in there. May have been from a small fish, but you never know when they're big fish, or I mean, a lot of times creatures too, just like crabs or eels or octopus will hang out in these tide pools. A lot of times you can overthink fish and you think that, oh, gotta get out in the deepest water, or the, you know, fish by the buoy or oil rig or whatever, and sometimes little ledges and stuff, you know, they're shallow right by shore, you know, like at this spot, under a little ledge there can be good fish. All right, just walked all the way back to the vehicle to grab a bite of leftover chicken I had in there for my quickie supper. Now I'm gonna fish the last like 45 minutes or hour or so, which can sometimes be the best part of the day. Right now, until, you know, dusk can be the best time. So let's see if I can get a kicker fish. I've enjoyed the day. Like, even if I don't catch anything, I've really enjoyed walking along, seeing all the things in the tide pools and catching the kind of tide pool fish. I like this platform. See, I'm all the way out here and it's not even up to my knees standing on this like table rock. Guys, big Big snapper, big snapper. Big snapper, right there. Oh my gosh, big snapper. Guys, big snapper. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, come on. Oh, I don't know if I have a big enough piece of bait for... Wait, all right, what I'm gonna do. So I have an octopus in my pocket. Just not something you say every day. Oh, and there's a water balloon too. I'll put on like 2 or 3 tentacles. There you go, big piece. A piece like this would get a big snapper's attention. Oh my goodness, that was like a... That thing looks like 7 pounds or something like that. If he looks 7 pounds, he's probably more like 4 or 5 pounds. Got him. No, I don't. I got a snag. Oh, that was exciting for a second, though. Oh, man. I was like, here we go, boys. I hadn't gotten a snag all day. All right, let's go get one more piece of bait, and then I'll make 1 or 2 or 12 last casts of the day. There we go. Well, my friends, really fun, interesting afternoon out here. Unfortunately, it gets dark a little early this time of year in the Caribbean. I think what I'm going to do is go down that way a few miles tomorrow and show you guys another spot that I found driving around but haven't fished yet. I'm excited to try it, so see you guys tomorrow. Check this out, guys. Here we are on a different part of the island. It's much rockier here. Just little tiny bits of beach. What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to day 2. Out here with me, Ancient, this time. He had a little bit of a back injury the other day that he had to get over, so that's why I was solo. But he's out here today to help me. Oh my goodness, there is a giant. Or not giant. Well, yeah, for trigger. Oh, 2. There's another one.
No, those are...
No, one's a triggerfish.
And the other looks like a snapper.
Yeah, it might be a snap. Guys, there are 2 fish hanging out right here. Well, guys, the sight fishing might be epic today. I say we get rigged up. Oh, man. We'll show you guys. Do you guys see them? I'm trying to get a little closer. Oh, man. Look at how big that triggerfish is. The other one... Pops, the other one looks like one of those chubs. That's a big triggerfish. Okay. We're gonna sight fish.
Hey.
Oh, he turned toward it. Guys, the triggerfish turned toward the octopus. Oh, he turned away. He's a little suspicious. Oh, he turned away. All right, I'm gonna get my line ready. Maybe he wants something weightless. I'm gonna try throwing weightless. Is he on yours? He's on yours. Guys, you got him. You got him. Look at that sight fishing in the shallows for big triggerfish. Oh my goodness. That is so cool. Oh. Whoa. What a run.
That's a big fish.
That is a big fish, especially for trigger fish. Is it just me, or does he have a giant top fin to him? This might be a triggerfish we've never seen before, because there are a lot of, I think there are like 20 different kinds. Yeah, he's definitely, this is a new one. He has like humongous top fins. Strong as a bull. Yo, yeah, strong as a bull. You know, with those big fins, he has a lot of power. Yeah, he can sense the end. Look at that. Oh, what a cool fish, Pops. That it might be like our personal best trigger. And a new species. Yeah, I think we can safely say that's the family best trigger.
Oh my word.
Whoa.
That is very cool.
Look at that fin. Wow. Nice job, Pops, right away.
Look
Guys,
at
it
the teeth.
just started the new day. He swallowed. I can't even see the hook. Oh, yeah. Your line is stuck like between his teeth. Luckily, he didn't snap.
chop.
Guys, it's between like his gap.
Like
his
floss.
There we go. Now it's, oh, look, there's the hook.
there.
Oh,
Oh
look
my
at that. The hook just popped right out, just like that.
Wow.
Nice
keep him?
job, Pops. Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right.
There we go. And guys, what the nice thing about this dive bag is we can just lay it in the water and it acts as kind of a live well for these fish. And they can't really swim around in it, but they can adjust and it keeps them fresh for when we want to clean them. What is this? Look, chickens. 1, 2, and a hen right there. Maybe you fish the water, since you're obviously better at that than I am. Like 1 minute into the day, he catches a bigger fish than I do. And I try to catch a chicken. Yeah, look at her. She's just chilling right here.
You know how to set a chicken trap with a fishing line.
You know, I might do that. All right, guys, let's see if a chicken will eat octopus. Is that what you're after? She's pecking at, oh, here come the roosters. They're like, what are you eating? She just ate it. She ate octopus. Who knew that chickens like to eat octopus? All right, guys, I've made this little chicken snare. This whole day has gotten crazy, and we're like 5 minutes into it. Let me cut a chunk off. Hey, how about that? Right there. There you go. She's like, ooh, octopus is my favorite. It's just a leg loop, my friends. And I'm just gonna set it right there. And I'm gonna put a piece of octopus right there. Hey, look at this, huh? Oh, now she's not paying attention. Hey, you. Hey. She's scratching her leg. Hey, come over here. You see that? Hey, you. Hey, you dumb bird. Come on. Look, she's scratching her leg. Hey, look. Right there. You see that? Yeah, there you go. You see it? You see it? Step right in. No, step in. Step right in. Step right in. Hey, lady. Oh, she didn't step right in. Okay, let's try that again. Nice big loop. Can't miss that. Nice piece of octopus. Oh, no, step in the loop. No, step in the loop. Walk right over. No, the other way. Walk in it. No, not right there. There we go. This has to work. She's gonna walk right in the loop. Oh, wait, oops, the bail was... Got her. Both legs. All right. Oh, wait, I don't... Got her. Woo! Well, here we are again, my friends. Another chicken in the bag. Looks like a young, tender one, like the one I caught last time as well, so should be delicious, I'm thinking. I guess I'll just set her right there and I'll clean her in a bit. I kind of want to fish. I haven't even taken a cast yet. Alright guys, so I just tossed the chicken head in the water and I see like hermit crabs and stuff coming out for it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it underwater over here with a camera on it and let's see if anything comes over to eat this chicken head. So this was a first for me, leaving a chicken head on the bottom, and I was curious about what the animals thought of it. And it was super weird because the first thing that came over to check it out was an unidentified creature. Let's do a replay up close. What is that? Is that some sort of shrimp or like saltwater crawdad or something? That was super weird. But this was all worth it right here. Check out in the background. An octopus. Pops out of a cave. Did not see him when I put the chicken down there. It's a little octopus too. This is the first one I've seen since I've been on this island. They aren't super common around here. And if you look to the left, there's an eel smelling it. And I think the eel probably scared the octopus. And so he kind of slinked away. But look how he's crawling across the rocks. That was so cool. I mean, when you put underwater cameras down, you just don't know what you're going to capture. So the octopus is chilling in the back, got the eel to the left, and then a baby permit comes through to check it out. That is a beautiful little fish. And then I'm going to have to speed up the next part here because there's a worm that comes crawling across the bottom, and I think it might be a fire bristle worm. I'm no ocean worm expert, but it might be one, and it comes crawling over to the chicken head, and I guess it crawled under the rock and ate on it. I kind of thought they might be filter feeders or something like that. I don't know, but the eel was hesitant, and that's really interesting because, oh look, 2 more permit. Man, I'm gonna have to go permit fishing more, because where they're babies, they're also bigger ones. But the eel was apprehensive, and I wonder if it's because it was above the surface kind of flavor, like it wasn't an underwater something familiar, and so it kind of wanted it, but at the same time was a little bit freaked out by it. And I wonder if it's the feathers or something from the chicken or a smell. But I left it down there for about half an hour, and a lot of fish came by, but nothing ate it. Wow, that's crazy to me that nothing's come along to eat the chicken head. I thought an eel or something for sure would snack on it. Oh, nice. What kind of... That's cool. So we got the rooster over here. He's just staring at me. I think he's looking for his girlfriend. Yeah, I wouldn't come over here if I was you. I'm sure he'll find another girl really fast. Yeah, that's what it is. I think I took his girlfriend. That's why he's just chilling here. Because he wasn't coming close. Let's see, first thing I'm gonna do is just, there's a big grass clump. Cast near the grass clump. Gosh, who knows how many fish are hiding in all these shallow rocks. In fact, there's a ledge right there, guys. And you never know, it could be hiding under a ledge. So I'm gonna cast right there. Got him, right there, guys. Right in that little spot. Oh, it's a grunt, but still right under that ledge. This is so fun. There we go, my friends. Red-mouthed grunt. Slowly swims away. He's a little shaken. Oh yeah, here's the rooster again. It's like, so what'd you do with my girl? Brother, I'm sorry. Gotta move on. There are plenty of beach chicks on the island, though. All right, gotta find a new one. Guys, my dad has a fish down here.
Ah, crazy. It's like a box.
A box puffer, maybe? Oh, that's a crazy one.
I mean, he's real hard on his 2 ridges here are really hard. Look at that.
That is beautiful.
Isn't that pretty?
Uh-huh. It seems like, remember in Hawaii, they call them like tobies, I think.
Yeah, they look so different underwater. They look round.
Uh-huh.
This thing is, I mean,
yeah, he's like, look at the shape.
His side is. I mean, it's like a bone.
Oh yeah, he's like hard on the bottom. That's crazy.
Wow.
The octopus is working. Oh, there we go. Look, that is such a cool looking little fish.
It's very
Nice.
cool.
It'd be kind of weird to eat. I don't want to eat one like that. We'll
No, that is just
let him go.
Crazy looking.
I left him.
You want to help him?
Another nice catch, Pops. Sweet.
Yes, indeed.
Wow,
Yeah.
2 unique fish. I have some bad news though. I don't have butter. I completely forgot butter or oil. May have to go back to the place or go to a nearby store. There may be, I wonder if there's a park with like some picnic tables or something.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
That might be a good idea, yeah. Yeah.
There's a little schoolmaster in here too. So.
Oh yeah, a little snapper in the tide pool. All right, my friends, so we've moved down the beach to this nice big rock, and I'm gonna cook right here. It kind of makes, it's not really a good table, but it makes a nice platform. And yeah, no better view. My dad volunteered to pluck the chicken, so yeah, if you want to, in fact, I don't know if that's the same rooster or not, if he's been following us down the beach. This is kind of macabre, isn't it, you know?
Is this somebody you know, sir?
I think that might be his girl, because he kept following me around, so
there you go.
yeah. I'm not sure though. That might be a different rooster. Guys, there are chickens all over. This island has hundreds of thousands of chickens on it.
Do you want me to put the feathers in something? Or
No, you just let them fly.
All right.
Okay, this is just kind of crazy because I'm not sure. Yeah, that's probably a different one. He didn't follow us down the beach. Surely he just came from up there. I just turned around and he was suddenly there. It's probably a different one because, guys, we were set up quite a ways down there, so I hope that's not. If it is, look, he's just sitting there watching. You know, even if that's not his girl, the fact that he's just like watching a fellow chicken, like
Getting plucked.
gosh, he seems like you've done this before.
You know, I haven't. I've never done it. No, I've cleaned. I've taken a lot of chickens. We used to get 25 chickens at a time in a box in the cafeteria business, and I've cut them up and put them into quarters, put them into halves, and done all kinds of things that way, but never plucked one. So.
All right, my friends, we're at a new spot. Sup, folks?
Decided to come to Chicken City.
Yeah, Chicken Beach here. and cook in the shade under one of these nice cabanas here. Even have a trash can. Beautiful view of the ocean. And if we want to supplement our one skinny chicken with any of these other ones, definitely could.
I just counted 18 chickens, and some of them had little chicks too.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, there's a mom with three little ones over there. All right, friends, first thing we're gonna do, I actually found these gloves on the beach, side by side.
Wow.
So that was a nice
I think I lost those.
find. They're like a couple of bluegill size, basically.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should I fillet them or cook them whole?
Oh, I think you should just gut them and cook them. Cut the fins off so they fit in the pan nice.
I'm excited to try eating permit. This
Are they supposed to be good?
You know, I don't know. They're kind of that's an interesting topic because they're kind of unknown. They're not they're not rare, but they're not a common fish by any means. So they're kind of like a black trevally or a diamond trevally or things like that don't get caught very often. They're just not the common fish like a snapper. Cut the tail off. Cut the long fin off. Otherwise that might get in the way in the pan. Let's cut those fins off. We'll take them down to the water in a second. Well, the chickens will eat these pieces, won't they?
Yeah, they probably will.
Oh yeah, we'll put them in the water. I don't want to start like a massive feeding frenzy.
No, we already have 18 or 20 of them. Right?
Yeah, they will. We won't be able to keep them off of us.
I'm gonna stand back a bit.
Suckers down to the water. It's nice in the shade.
Oh yeah. Little breeze.
Start a feeding frenzy underwater. How about that? All the little tiny fish. Wow, really small gut cavity. Like that is as easy as it gets. Yeah, it's like a little bluegill shape. That's fun. That's really fun. In fact, what I'm gonna do is cut some slits in it so that the seasoning can get down in there. Just like that, and same thing to this side.
Check this guy out.
The crab does. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, they can smell it already.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna throw a piece to him and see if he grabs it. Yep.
Oh yeah, look at him chowing down.
Chowing down.
That's cool. His little mouth is just going to work on it.
Oh, and look at the chickens coming down. They can smell it too.
You're gonna force us into the water, Asa.
To steal our fish.
That's a good fish bait size right there.
Let's see while he's distracted. Got him. Oh, he's pinching hard.
Is he pinching yet?
Look, oh, that's a pretty. Look at
that's a blue crab, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like he has some purple on his leg.
that is
That's a
beautiful.
pretty little blue crab there. That is a good bait size. If we were if we were fishing later this evening, I'd say we keep it. But, yeah.
There's another crab right here, right by your foot.
Oh yeah. Boy,
isn't that something? You wouldn't know they're all over here.
Yeah, that there's just tons of crabs. You know, that's good, that we should do that sometime, Pops. Is come down here with a bit of bait, catch a whole bunch of crabs. All right, there we go. First 2 fish, please. What a beast of a triggerfish, Pop.
That is a big one.
I'm not sure that they get much bigger than this.
I know on Maui we haven't seen any that big. I don't think.
I wonder if that's like a trophy size, or if they just catch. Yeah, maybe in the Caribbean they get bigger. Guys, with the triggerfish, their skin is so thick and so leathery. They're hard to clean. They're one of the hardest fish, personally, I've ever cleaned. I'm having to force that blade through all the skin. The flesh is normal. It's just the skin is
super leathery.
Yeah.
I'll step back. I'll catch you like a boss.
Couple of big rib bones, and there we go. Sweet. Wow. That is the most triggerfish meat you'll ever have. Now it's pretty easy at this point to separate this the meat, the soft meat, from the really thick skin. Look at that.
Nice.
Epic
Very
fillet
nice.
There, my friends. Sweet. Now back to this funky chicken here. I told my dad, guys, having a hard time cleaning it because it's so darn small. I'm just having a hard time identifying where to cut. Grab by the throat.
Clean as a whistle.
There you go. No poop on the meat. There you go. Excellent. Sweet. Getting a little better every time, a little quicker. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Cleaned chicken. It was a joint effort between my dad and I. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, bow-legged squirrels. Here we are. Oh, that was very nice.
That was anticlimactic.
I'm gonna make, though, a really nice little dish. I've got here some yellow rice, Spanish style, instant, which I figured would be good for cooking, you know, out on the beach, on the rocks. You can't get too fancy out here, but I want to, you know, add some stuff more than just the fish we're tasting. So, first thing I'm gonna do is boil the water. I need 12 ounces. This is 16.7. I'd say that's good. Very precise out here. Just gonna put it in boiling water for 5 minutes, and it's ready to go. Highly recommend if you guys are gonna do your own catch and cooks. Instant mashed potatoes we did a while back, and those were really good with your catch and cooks. And that's something you can cook out on the boat or out in the woods or whatever. Those are really nice. I had some of you guys tell me you cook it right at home. Actually, you make instant mashed potatoes most evenings. It's the only knife I got. Is that what you mean, or should I go and actually like clean?
No, that works. That's great.
There's a clean knife. We're gonna cut up an avocado. When you're out here doing this stuff, you can't bring, you know, a knife for every occasion. You just got to use your one knife for everything. Yes, the avocado's good. I'm not very good at picking avocados, so. Yes, 2 for 2 on the avocados. So I was at the store. I got pure New Zealand butter.
Ooh.
You know, in the Caribbean, that makes sense to get New Zealand butter. I don't know if it's going to be different, but I'll try it. You know, I've heard of Amish butter, Irish butter, and now New Zealand butter. I'm not sure that there's that big a difference between all these butters, but let's give it a try.
Put that in the rice, do you?
Oh,
okay.
They recommend a tablespoon. I'm going to go overboard. I'm going to go overboard with it. I might have... Shut up! We're trying to cook over here. I may have put in a little too much water, but it smells divine. We're going to make a bed of rice to lay the fish on. And folks, the other day I planned on doing the whole... Quiet! The other day I planned on doing the whole catch and cook just solo. Now my dad got to feeling better really fast, so you know I'm just gonna pour the juice. I don't know, there's nothing wrong with little rice juice in there. And then my dad got to better feels quiet. got to feeling good so fast that he came with me and I forgot to add 2 plates. There we go. Stick that right on there. Where'd my butter go? Butter. Oh, here we go. Butter. Spin it around. Take fish. I'm going to start with the delicious looking trigger fish. Add some of my first cast seasoning, the best seasoning in the whole world. Link in the description. You know, I'm going to add it to the bottom so I can just set it right on top. Oh, it's having a hard time coming out in the Caribbean here where it's so humid. You have a hard time. Quiet. Man, he's annoying. I think he wants a bite. My seasoning sticks together, so I have to add a little rice to it. But it still is clumping up. All right, there we go. Now we will take a little avocado. Scoop it out of there. This is our side item. I think a fish in 2 sides is going to be delicious. With the universal knife, I'll just kind of cut it up like so. I have here something that's all the way from Hawaii. It's wasabi rice seasoning, and we're going to try sprinkle a little bit on the avocado. I suddenly had the idea, might be pretty good on there. So I'll put it on half the avocados just in case it's not that great. But this rice is already flavored enough. I don't need it. This is kind of for sushi, but let's try it on the avocado.
Oh my.
Look at that big chunk there. Ooh, doggy. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Bam. Bam. Fresh fish, avocado, right on. Now, let me put my glove on, just so I can grab the fish and not have to wash my hands all over again. We're going to take a little permit. Oh wait, there's enough seasoning in there, and this fish is so small. I'm actually just going to, there's tons of butter still left and seasoning. We're going to snuggle him right in there. And then snuggle the snapper right in there. Can't go wrong, just a little bit more seasoning on top. There we go. And put that on, let them cook. So I have here a package from a subscriber, Antonio Core from Canada. Thank you for all the stuff you guys send me. I do look at it all, but I just can't get to it all in videos. The mass of mail that comes in versus the mass of videos I make is not equal. There's no way I can get to all of it for videos. I wanted to open this one because the package felt so unusual. It's a magazine. Ontario, lend this to your dad if he wants it too. Cool. Ontario's fishing magazine. Oh look, yeah, muskie.
Ooh, I like it.
I've never caught a muskie before. Walleye and muskie, and oh, they got hunting in here too. Oh, giant lake trout. Canada does have some amazing fishing. So thank you. I wasn't sure what was in the package. Sometimes you can predict what's going to be in it, and I had no idea. Oh, check it out. I will grab that in a second. Look at all of the fish. He's caught tons of trout.
Yeah,
big trout too.
Over 7-pound trout there.
Wow.
Very cool.
That is very cool. Thank you, man. I'll read your letter later. I appreciate it though. Guys, so this is crazy. This is the piece that blew away. Back in 2001, they asked about fishing, like I think it was techniques and stuff, and I had shown them how to rig each bait and like labeled it and stuff like that, and then like sent him some baits, and he said I caught a bass and a pike on those baits that I sent him.
In 2 days.
Yes, yes. So that is cool. I see now. That is very cool. I'm glad that you learned how to fish with that stuff. So yeah, cool. Back to yon fish. Give him a little flip. Ooh, a nice little black and crisp. Perfect. Press them down there. Get that butter rolling. Keep them swimming. All right, guys, we are just going to dive right in. Since we're just cooking one item at a time, we're going to try them as they come out. So, would you like to say a prayer?
Yes. Lord God in heaven, thank you so much for a great day on the water and beauty around us. And I just ask you to bless this food to our bodies now. Thank you for this day with Asa. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Oh, boy.
All right, let's try big
old chunky
trigger fish with rice.
Texture of the fish, number one, fantastic.
Very meaty.
And that seasoning, boy, I don't know what that is, but that's some good seasoning.
It's one of the best seasonings in the world to me.
Yeah.
Guys, that triggerfish is just phenomenal.
With that rice, too.
Hard to clean, but a perfect eating fish. I'm glad I brought you. See, I fished all afternoon. I caught those, all the small fish. You come out and in like less than 5 minutes, catch the kicker fish that I kind of wanted. A little avocado with wasabi rice seasoning. Pairs well.
Oh yeah,
That's nice.
That's
really nice. Guys, anybody can make this dish, and you don't have to do it with salt water. You can do freshwater fish, but yeah, just get some instant rice, bring an avocado out there, get some of my seasoning, and you're right in business. I'm excited to try permits. Are they any good? He looks like he's nice and crispy on that side as well. Set him on there. Schoolmaster snapper, one of the most delicious fish swimming the reef. Gosh, we got two of the most delicious fish: the triggerfish and the snapper. While that's going down though, I've got to add the chicken. We're just going to cook the chicken the same way as well. Butter and my seasoning. We throw it all in there. Add my seasoning to the top. My seasoning is great on chicken. Not very good on steak. Don't waste it on steak, but chicken and fish. You know what? It does need butter. Yes, you are exactly right. Brown the chicken in some butter. Yeah, there are a few unsanitary things.
Unsanitary is a strong word, sir.
Yeah. All right, permit.
First time.
Down. I'm gonna leave the skin on. I see a bone. My dad asked me if people eat permit, and I was like, wait, I think so. It's good. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't have a super unique flavor like the triggerfish does. It's a little bit more on the plain side of the taste spectrum. So it's one of those fish where it's perfectly fine, but it will just take on the flavor of whatever seasoning you put on it. That's my first impression of it. It's not super flavorful.
How about I try the Schoolmaster?
Sounds good. But we got a bunch of nice white meat fish there.
What's going on over there? Did he fall down in the bucket?
Did he fall down? Is he in there? I can catch another chicken. We'll bring him home. Oh, you were right. It did fall down.
They kept jumping up on it and looking in.
We threw some trash in there, guys. They were curious about what the trash was in there.
Now that fish is super. It's really a good fish. The taste is wonderful, but it is mealy. It's not firm. I love the.
You like the triggerfish better because of the firmness.
Because of the firmness.
It is kind of on the mealy.
It's not. It's just not that meaty fish that I really like. That.
Yeah, it is way different. It's way different texture than the trigger for sure.
If I understand it, there's chicken yet to come.
Yes. Let's check on the chicken here. That's all cooking up real fast. All right, chicken should be done. Y'all want any of this? No? Okay. Piled high with chicken. We're using one plate. I was actually expecting to do this trip solo, but then my dad came out here with me and I forgot to add a second plate to it. So, all right, Pops, if you would add some of that first cast seasoning just to the top of it, just a light dusting, and we will see what a young wild chicken tastes like, and then we will just devour the rest of this.
Right.
There's something interesting about eating a chicken while the chickens are running around in the back. These are tiny legs. Cheers.
This is the leg and part of the thigh.
We had to put them together. Okay. How chewy is it? Kind of hot. But...
Hey.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, wow. Truly. Like,
If
you were my friend right now and you were sitting here, I'd be like, dude, try this. Try this.
That'll eat.
That'll eat really well.
And it's cooked well, too.
Thank you. Because it's almost better. I mean, there's just such a flavor burst. It's like better than the traditional fried chicken you order. There's like a stronger flavor to it.
I think it's that first cast season.
Not what it is. The chicken is supreme. What do you think of it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Okay, yeah. No, you were just so I assume that meant good, but I just want to make sure. Well, that's not the raw cloth. Well, my friends, we're going to chow down on the rest of this. Don't forget to check out my dad's channel, linked down in the description. Pops, it was a great day of fishing.
My goodness, that was fun.
That was
great
really
time.
fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you in the next one. I think another one just went in the trash can. If I could catch another chicken. Oh. Next time, I'm just going to like cover over and we'll
Just throw the cast net.
just throw the cast net over it and I'll have another chicken. Next time. Next time. See you guys later. Woo! What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the Tropical Island series. Out here with the Ancient. We came out to the roof of this building because I wanted to show you guys something here. We are about to snorkel this beautiful area, but it's an interesting spot besides all the big boats right there. If you were to draw a line from the edge of that building out, from that point on, from that line on, it's a protected marine zone, which means you cannot keep any fish or lobster or anything else from that side on, which also means that it's full of lobster and fish and things like that.
They've read the zone book.
Yes, yes. And from this point on, though, we can keep whatever we catch. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop in snorkel, but we're going to go into the marine zone first, and there is a wreck out there. It's that little dot you can see right there. How old is the wreck?
It's over 110 years old. The ship out there. It's pretty cool.
That is crazy. 110 years later, and there's still part of a ship out there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to walk down the beach. We're going to drop in the water there, and we're going to explore the marine zone full of fish and everything. And then we're going to snorkel this way out of the marine zone and try to catch a lobster or something like that. Last couple days of lobster season here. And we're going to eat, hopefully, whatever cool stuff we can catch. Let's do it. When the water is this color, it kind of freaks me out. It reminds me of a place where like alligators should be.
Now, if we were on the South Carolina coast, I would say, yeah.
So this is a cool way to start off a snorkeling session. Have a school of jacks swim right in front of us. We were still on the grass flats too. You can tell the water clarity difference. That is amazing. Here's a little skate with sand still on them. Kind of some extra little camouflage there. I scared him and the sand went flying. Those are always so cool. And then came upon this cowfish. You guys informed me when we caught one a couple videos ago that that's what this is called, a cowfish. And that just seems like the perfect name for that kind of a creature. And then another skate, or maybe this was the same skate that I came across right here. It's cool to see all the little aquarium fish in the back there. But the skates, gotta watch for them. If you step on them, they can be painful. And then while we were still in the marine protection zone, check this out. A huge lobster. I love how his antennae are smelling the camera. Way easily a keeper. They have to be 6 inches long. The tail has to be 6 inches long to keep. And that's one that, gosh, just easy keeper. But we are in the marine protection zone, so we just let him go by. We were making our way out to the shipwreck there, as you can see. Had to swim around some of these big coral heads to get to it. I came upon this cool underwater sea bush. I think it's just a piece of coral, but looks like a bush. I thought it was really cool. And then check it out. As we swam up to the wreck, there's a huge, I think it's a mutton snapper. But it was ginormous. This may be the biggest snapper I've ever seen underwater. It was like, I don't want to exaggerate, but like 15 pounds. I know things can look bigger underwater, but it was enormous. And it wouldn't let me get close to it. In fact, it just swam off when we swam up to the wreck. But that was really cool. You know, that's why he's big, because he swims away from any kind of potential danger. But there were plenty of fish around the wreck here. Look at all of like the underwater coral and stuff that's grown up on the ship. And then inside, all the fish are hiding. All these fish are protected as long as they stay around here. Look at all those schoolmaster snapper. Those are one of the most delicious fish on the reef. Got just, oh man, got grunts in there. Got, I don't even know what those blue ones are. I think they're called tangs. You got goatfish in there. How cool is that? They're all hiding. They got good protection from sharks. Even like a barracuda, even though a barracuda could swim in there, they could probably outmaneuver them around the pilings and stuff. So great place for fish to be hanging out and hiding. A ton of coral and underwater sea shrubs have grown up on the ship over the years, but it's just amazing how over 100 years later this thing can still be out there. Harbored a lot of fish over the years, I'm sure. Swam around to the other side of it, and something had spawned recently. You can see all the pretty little fry on the surface there. Probably spawned right on the ship itself, and the iron kept the eggs warm. That's pretty cool. I couldn't tell what they were, but that was beautiful. Ton of life in the marine protection zone, of course. Gosh, I wonder the stories that are on, that come from this ship. And then there's the main mast laying there, and again, makes a great cover for all the fish. I think it was hollow inside, but I didn't actually go and look in that, and I don't know why now. There's some tackle, some rigging there. I didn't look inside the tube of the mast. It may have not been hollow, or like hollow all the way through, I can't remember, but very cool to see all this. My dad and I loved it. I don't know, I'm just wondering about all the stories and stuff that are associated with it. And then, guys, don't forget to check out the Ace Videos wristband. Link in the description has Level Up in Real Life on one side and my channel logo on the other. So after we explored the wreck, we decided let's get out of here and let's find some lobster or conch or something to eat. Here's another underwater sea bush. I thought that was cool too. Sorry, I'll stop showing you guys underwater bushes. Well, I thought they were cool. Here's a big barracuda cruising along. They don't let you get close to them either. Seems like all the big fish don't really let you get close. That's why they are big. And then my dad found a lobster, but it was just the carapace of a lobster. They when they molt, they leave that behind. This one might have been a keeper, maybe. Probably not, actually, now that I look at it. I also thought I found a lobster, but again, it was just another carapace. This one was definitely a keeper. Looked under to see if I could see the new soft lobster. They're soft when they first molt. But we could not find any in the marine protection zone, or outside the marine protection zone. Again, a bunch of fry. Something else had spawned in the shallows here. But after a bunch of searching around, couldn't really find any lobster or anything we wanted to keep, so we decided to head back. Well, that was the building we were on top of at the start of the video, but the search goes on. All right, my friends, fun time snorkeling, but now we are going to fish a little bit, try to catch some tasty reef fish to eat. Look at this cool spot here. I think this should be where we start, Pops. All these shallow rocks and this ledge right here. Yeah, they can be shallow, especially with all these ledges and stuff. All right. The tide comes all the way up to the edge here.
It sure does.
This looks amazing. Here's a rig for you. Probably want a little split shot with that, so I'll get a couple split shots out. What I've found, I have to dip it in the water. Guys, we have some octopus here, half of a block though this time, so we don't waste as much as we did the first time we used octopus. Bam, a tentacle for you. Tentacle for me. Excellent. Yeah, guys, you cannot reuse any frozen bait in salt water. You cannot, after it thaws out. That is a rule of saltwater fishing. You will waste a lot of time trying to use refrozen bait. Just little strips of octopus there. It does not work after it thaws out. All right, we're just gonna start shallow. I'm gonna cast right along these little ledges and stuff. Oh, there's a jack. A jack right there, folks. A jack was following. I had a piece of seaweed. No, there's my... Well, there was a jack. There goes my bait. When I went to get the seaweed off, my bait flew off too. I had a bite while I was reeling it in. Dang it. Oh, shoot. Did you see? Yeah, that was a good little take there. These reef fish are just tricky as anything. Got him. Finally. No, he got off. Why? Why me? Gotta get it right back out there. Just gotta keep swinging. Shoot. All right, let's move down the beach here. Had a couple follows, some nice bites, but couldn't connect with anything. So let's move on to another spot. Maybe we'll discover a school of fish or something. If you live at that house up there, you gotta have a big ladder to get down to the beach. They probably have a pool on the other side of the wall. We're just walking to this point, guys. Still, I don't have any fish. Getting tons of bites, but no fish. Ooh, these tide pools probably have stuff in them. Oh, look at this spot here. Man. So many beautiful vistas and views and homes and cool tide pools. Look at these tide pools full of little micro fish and eels and who knows what. Octopus. Oh, crabs. Crab right here. Let's see if we can grab him. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Gosh, he somehow gave me the slip. I literally have no idea where he is.
That sand, it looks like.
Yeah, and really tunnel around. Now let's draw him out with an octopus chunk.
Yeah.
This has become one of my favorite things to do in tide pools. Take a piece of bait, put a rock on top of it, and then just walk away for 15, 20 minutes and see what happens. Check out the little crab in the corner there. He's cautiously making his way toward it. I think it's a little stone crab. But this is something any of you guys can do. If you go on vacation, or maybe you live close to a beach, and the beach ends at some rocks, you know, some cool tide pools, take a fish. You can even take things like chicken and see what comes out. Check out that, what is that? Is that a mantis shrimp? I think that it is. Let's replay that. I think it's just a tiny mantis shrimp. You never know what's going to come out, but you can even take like a piece of chicken with you, stick it on the bottom, and then watch what happens. It is so much fun. This spot is cool. Guys, all of this is new to us. We just keep coming here. Look at this huge tide pool. Oh, it has a needlefish in it. It has some other little fish too. Whoa. Wow, it has a snapper. It has a couple of snapper. Guys, I'm gonna put an underwater camera down there and then fish in front of it, and let's see what happens. So usually the bigger the tide pool, the better, as you'll see here. Cooler creatures, bigger creatures. But initially the snapper came over, and they liked the octopus pretty good, but it was a little big for them. So they ended up just playing with their food a lot. I think they were trying to pop off the suction cups on the tentacle, and they have good little teeth, so I think they're able to do that a good bit. But it is interesting to watch how reef fish can pull bait off your hook without getting hooked. Alright, so I threw some pieces in there, and let's just see, cast my bait. So this is cool. The longer you leave something down there, the more fish gather. I think that little purple and yellow one is called an azure damsel fish. But just remember that if you decide to do this yourself, if you throw the chicken or the piece of fish or whatever in the tide pool, the longer you wait, especially if it's a big piece, the more creatures will slowly start coming out to investigate it, and just kind of the cooler it gets. So be patient. Alright guys, what I'm going to do is I have the head of one of the octopus here, and I'm going to grab a rock. I'm going to stick it in the head of the octopus to make it sink. Let's see if I can throw it carefully right in front of, there we go, right in front of the camera, underwater camera. Let's see if anything comes out to eat that. This is so cool to me because I cannot have an aquarium because I travel so much. I just simply couldn't take care of the fish in it and do all the things that an aquarium needs. So to be able to go to these places and see this and get this underwater footage is so cool for me. Look at that striped yellow and black one in the background. That is a really cool one too. But then I noticed, if you look way in the background, I noticed the head of an eel sticking out. So I decided to stick the octopus closer. As you can see, this piece floated. I'm not sure that all of them did that. It floated, so I decided to stick a rock on it to see if I could draw the eel out. And in fact, I thought it'd be pretty easy. But it turned out that all the fish were going crazy for it. There are 2 eels, and they seemed a little intimidated. So all the fish are tearing it apart, and I thought like within a minute the eels would just bully their way through and just grab it, and all the fish would scatter. But they're kind of timid. It just surprises me. You never know how they're going to react. I love the striped... He's scared. I love the striped and black one in the background there. I mean, they're all cool fish, but that one stands out in particular. So they are tugging and pulling. They almost pull it away from the eels. But finally, the green one gets bold enough to come out a little bit and snags it. That is so cool. He probably swallowed it whole, which means the other moray got nothing. He's looking around. Sorry, bro. You were too slow. Alright, guys. I don't know what went on underwater with the octopus, but it's gone. And I was walking back. Check it out. Look, there's something shiny. This is gonna be nuts. Oh. Well, it's half a cell phone. Oh, I see why somebody threw it in. Well, it's a I thought it might be a full... let's see, that's like an iPhone 13, I think. But it's just a broken one. Okay, well, never mind. I thought I found some underwater treasure there. Somebody lost a phone. And maybe they did. Maybe it just got bashed up by the waves. Ooh, look at that spot right there. Got him, got him. Guys, look at a snapper. Yes, a schoolmaster snapper. He might be a keeper. Oh, he's a fat one. Let's see if he's long enough. They have to be 8 inches to keep. Caught him in that really shallow stuff. Like sometimes in fishing, we tend to go out too deep and the fish are like right by shore, but it's kind of uncomfortable to fish in all of that, all the, surf and stuff, but it can be worth it. Oh yeah. Like 8.5 inches. Cool, guys. Beautiful schoolmaster snapper, and it's a keeper. I'm keeping him. All right, guys, a couple more casts here. And I'm gonna be done for the day. It's getting hot. I've been out here a long time. You get hot after. Whoa, that was a quick bite. It's been fun though. It's been interesting. Got him. Got him. Oh, came out. Nothing. Well, my friends, good afternoon out here. I have to make sure all the octopus is out of my pocket, because that'll get real stinky if you accidentally... Oh, there's one more piece. Leave any of that in there. Well, shall we get back under the water, see if we get a lobster?
There you go. That sounds good. That's good.
Woo, look at this spot.
Looks good.
All right, my friends, we've come to a new area to snorkel to try to catch some lobster here. I loved this area where we snorkeled. It has everything from grass flats, where you see jacks swimming along here, to big coral heads and rocks. And as I was following the jacks, they led me to this giant school of sprats, is what they're called in the Caribbean, those little bait fish. And there were thousands of them. Got to swim right through them. This is a very popular fishing spot, and I see why. That was really cool. Also on the grass flats, found this big, kind of evil-looking stingray. Check out those yellow eyes. And when I came on him, he was feeding on something. Look how he's like suctioning the grass. They have a metal detection system, so to speak. Same kind of thing, only it's like a crab detection system in the sand. Kind of like hammerhead sharks, where they can sense stuff crawling around. And I think he's eating on a crab right here. I think a crab just bit the dust. And he's munching on them. And that was really cool. I was kind of expecting to find some pieces there, but I think he cleaned up really well. Followed him for a little bit, and then I thought, oh, there's nothing more to see. And then I thought, wait a second, I think he found something else. He backs up and starts chomping. Yeah, I think he got another victim. I think they're just eating crabs. I think that's their main diet. I can't think of anything else unless there are shrimp hiding in the sand, or there's some sort of a mollusk, or like sea snail or something like that. But another casualty of the deep there. But check this out. This is my first time seeing a flounder laying on top of a boulder. And I can't help but think it was just hunting. Like, normally they're in the sand and stuff like that, but if he's laying on top of a boulder, he's probably waiting for a fish to swim by. And then he's going to dart up and grab him. So that was pretty cool, and it kind of shows how active everything was on this day. This is why it was such an amazing snorkeling day. Everything was out. A bunch of things were hunting. I followed the flounder for a ways, followed him to this rock, but then he pauses and doesn't go under it. So I figured something must be under there. He swims off, and sure enough, check it out. A big crab. I was so stoked to find this. Pops! Found something! Pops! I'm gonna need your help to catch this humongous crab. Unless you could use the lobster stick. So I pointed it out to my dad, who is a master lobster hunter, but we didn't quite know what to do with this big crab. Underwater, crabs can be deceivingly quick. They look slow and lethargic, but a lot of times, especially like blue and white crabs, are incredibly fast. And so if you think, oh, I'm just going to grab them real quick, they can whip their claws around like a ninja and get your finger. And this dude had huge mitts. And one of the type of crabs that might pinch your finger, I don't know, off, maybe like break bone, but it could definitely hurt you. So we had to be careful. We tried with the lobster snare a little bit, but finally we're like, let's just lift up the rock and catch him that way. So we lifted up the whole darn rock, flushed him out, and it turns out he wasn't that fast. So he was very catchable. So I ended up just putting my hand on top of him, pinning him down, since he didn't take to the lobster loop at all. He kept pushing it away. And we got him. First time ever catching a crab like this. I've had something for the dive bag. Like I said, this is better than a lobster. We came out to get lobster on the very last day of lobster season. This is the final day. It was do or die today. And ended up getting this cool crab. Wow, we've never caught a crab like that. So after that first time catch, just a few yards away, we discover another big crab hiding in whatever this piece of wreckage is. And so we thought, well, let's get him out too. However, he was lodged back in there in just a way where we couldn't really get him out with the stuff that we had. I mean, he was real comfortable, and he could lodge himself against the walls of the whatever that thing is. So I decided, you know what, we need something else. We need like a heavy stick or something. I'm going to get off on shore and find something to dislodge him. Got out on the beach, which by itself was a cool little adventure. Look how cool this spot is. And you can see where some people had hung out here. There's a fire. Oh, got a sticker in the foot. There's a little fire pit. Check that out. Right there. What a cool spot to hang out. Ooh. And as I walked back, I found this piece of PVC pipe, which is used by fishermen as a fishing rod holder. And I saw a cave. could camp in this cave, folks. Oh, bats. There are bats right there, folks. Bats. So I don't know how that plant frond fell down through a hole or something, but it freaked me out. I thought, you know, I'm getting out of here. And I look up and I see directly above me as I'm looking at the other bats, there are bats in this little tube directly above my head. So I thought, you know what, between the frond of leaves falling and the bats, I'm out of here. I probably won't be camping in this cave, but it was a cool spot. And you have to be careful anyway, because if bats lay eggs in your hair, you can go crazy. Anyway, found the good crab poker there. Got back in the water. Fun little adventure on the beach, but we poked at the crab quite a bit. And ladies and gentlemen, we just couldn't get it out. We actually poked at him a lot, but there was no way we could get him out without like crushing him. He was too well lodged in there. So we thought we'll come back later and maybe he'll be easier to get out. But at that moment, we couldn't. So we kept looking under the ledges and stuff for lobster, which was the original intention. And you see right here, there's a lobster. He's undersized though. So we didn't even bother catching him. And check out that little hi-hat aquarium fish right in front of him. That's what that's called. You guys actually informed me in the last video. That's what those little fish are called, hi-hats. And then this cool underwater fan, broke off from the reef, which is a regular occurrence. These are everywhere. But apparently when they wash up on shore and dry out, back in the olden days, they used to use them as like filters and stuff. And then check out this big snapper just hanging out. This is why you want to fish around the ledges and stuff. Have one of these big schoolmaster snapper come out and grab your bait. One of the tastiest fish on the reef, in my opinion. And he let me get real close to him and just chilling. And then check out all these little aquarium fish under all the ledges. Another hi-hat and a little, I think it's called a yellow tang or something like that. Love the little yellow one. And then found another lobster, but again, it was an undersized one. We didn't even bother trying to catch him because it was just, we could just visually tell, too small. My dad found like this little pompano jig just laying in the sand, so we grabbed that. It ended up being too rusty, so we can't use that as a fishing lure. But check out under this ledge, a whole family of lobsters. We had no problem finding them. We were looking in all the right places. Check out the little tiny one right in the middle. He's like a crawfish size. It's the first time seeing so many gathered in one spot. But despite finding so many lobsters, obviously being in the right places, we couldn't get any keepers. I lifted up this rock, found these cool, I call them walking starfish. I'm not sure what they're actually called, if somebody could inform me in the comment section. But check out the crab right in the one there. A little tiny stone crab. And then the starfish went, they don't like being out in the open. I don't know if the fish eat them or what, but went back to looking for shade, dark place under the rocks. I think they only come out at night, if I'm not mistaken. Another flounder on top of a rock here. I think they were just hunting like crazy. It seemed like everything was out. It seemed like the reef was very vibrant with life on this day. The conditions were just right. This would have been a good day to fish. It was a good day to be under the water, though, too. This big fat puffer fish here. Love these guys. One of the spiky ones. Huge eyes on them. I've heard that the bigger the eyes a fish has, the more they night hunt. Not sure if that's true. That's just what I've heard. Under this big ledge there, we could see a nice lobster in the back, and that one might have been a keeper, but underneath this ledge was we just couldn't get back there to them. A lionfish, folks. This is only the second lionfish I've ever seen out in the wild. Wouldn't want to step on that thing. These are very venomous. I didn't even want to get close to it. But that was cool to see anyway. A little tiny conch, baby conch here. I think when they get big, they call them queen conch, I believe. Now, don't quote me on that. This is a big one. This is a queen conch. And we decided to keep this one to eat. to go with the crab. If you're ever wondering what conch shells do, the empty conch shells, after the fishermen harvest the snail out of them, when you drop them back in the water, they turn into a little cave, little home for a fish before they break down. That was kind of cool. And then a whole bunch of fish hanging out on this coral head here. Check out that yellow and purple one there. Not sure what kind that is. I think it's some sort of hogfish, if I'm not mistaken. But a ton of cool looking snappers. That hogfish, that's what they call them in Hawaii anyway. Would love to catch that. And then hiding under this ledge was a little skate. Check out all the sand on them. Perfectly camouflaged anyway, but then throw some sand on top of it, and it is difficult to see those little dudes. What a cool creature, though. So we came back to our crab and poked at him a little tiny bit, but he was just too well lodged in there, and he was scared of us at this point. So we ended up just leaving him. We were happy with our one crab. Swam back toward the grass flats, and I came upon a little school of baby hermit, which are such a beautiful fish, especially swimming around. This is like swimming in an aquarium in this area. That is so cool. I'd love to catch a big one of those. You know, where there are babies, there are big ones. Guys will fly fish for these in Florida. Very prized fly fishing specimen. A cool little barbershop shrimp. There really was like an aquarium on this day, and everything was out. Barbershop shrimp clean off other creatures, and so they don't have to worry about getting eaten. And speaking of eaten, saw this shark in the distance. It turned out just to be a nurse shark, which are fairly harmless unless you harass them. I've heard they can turn, and they'll bite you if you're messing with them, because sometimes they'll just lay still on the bottom. So a fairly harmless shark, but it makes you a little nervous always seeing a shark anyway. This guy was hiding from it, I'm pretty sure. He's like, is the danger past? Another little puffer fish. I think this is a little bit different kind. Love the eyes on that little guy. That's cool. And my dad was looking under this ledge and finds another lobster family of various sizes, but again, they were all too small. You could just tell, like that. I think the shells have to be 6 inches long, so we could just visually see that there's no point even trying to catch them and measure them because they're undersized. I looked under this ledge and I finally discovered a big one. Definitely a keeper. I mean, this was a really, really nice size one. The problem is he was in a really nice size cave and scooched back, and we tried to get him, but the more we poked at him, the farther back he went, basically. And after a while, we just gave up on him. Another flounder, the third flounder, on top of a rock. Definitely very active hunting. And then came upon this beautiful turtle with an entourage of remora hanging off of him. And when I snorkel in Hawaii, which I did a lot growing up, I never saw remora sticking to turtles. But look how clean this turtle is. And if you see videos of turtles in Hawaii, a lot of them have a lot of crustaceans and stuff growing on them. And I wonder if that's why. Like, this turtle is a beautiful specimen. This is the kind that, like, you want to photograph. But I think it's because he has all these remora always cleaning them off. We need to import some remora to Hawaii to clean up the turtles there or something. Just an idea. You know, seems like they could use it. But all in all, a fantastic afternoon of snorkeling. Super pleased with the day. Even though we did not catch a lobster, we got the crab, we got the conch. We were happy. All right, my friends, for the final hurrah here, we've come to a special fishing spot to hopefully get some fish to go with the crab and the conch. Check this out. This is my dad's first time seeing it. I scouted this spot a little while back. How about this for cliff fishing, huh? So we are very high up. We have some special equipment for a place like this, and we're gonna see what we can catch. I'm gonna walk over here, guys. Oh, look, look, there's an empty bait pack they left here, unfortunately, but it shows the people have been here. If I wanted to get really brave and walk down the side there, Could get out on that ledge, but I don't know if I'm going to. Probably just stand up here. All right.
As Jed Clampett would say, ooh, dog.
What we're gonna do, my friends, is if we hook a really big fish, in case you're wondering, we have here a big grappling hook on this heavy trolling rod. So if we have a fish that we can't really haul up the cliff, we will lower that down. And will it work? Hopefully. We've never tried it before. We are using octopus tentacles. This will be a challenge. First time doing this, folks. When I scouted this place, I did not fish it, just looked at it. So, first cast of the day. There, I just got my first bite of the day. That actually took longer than I thought. That took about 4 minutes. Got him. It's not fighting. It's it's a squirrel fish, I think. Up from the cliff. There we go. First fish from the cliff, ladies and gentlemen. You can eat these. What do you think? Should we eat them? Oh yeah, I forget that. He has to be 8 inches. He actually is 8 inches. I'm gonna take that as an opportunity to, we'll try to eat one, because these don't get very big. I would say it's pretty rare to actually get a keeper for us. It's so crazy fishing from this high up. Still have my bait, so. Oh, I got one. I didn't know he had. I kind of thought that I was suspicious, but I wasn't for sure that I had one. It's not big again, but if these reef fish, never know. I think it's another one. Oh, bring him up the cliff without bashing him against the side. Oh, my line is hung up. Dang it! There we go. Another one. This one might be a keeper as well. I think those are squirrel fish, right? Yeah, big bug eyes. There are so many varieties of those types, and they're real close together, so sometimes it's hard to tell, but that one looks like another keeper. Yeah, definitely a keeper. Probably a little bigger than the last one. Cool. Within 10 minutes of the day, I have a couple of tasty little fish in the box. I'll show you guys those fish up close. They have some mean-looking barbs and stuff on them. All right, my friends, now I've put on a larger piece of bait. I wanted to put on a smaller one just to get the ball kind of rolling to see what they had here at a new spot. But let's see now if we can go for a good snapper or grouper or something. It's getting bit on the way down, folks. It's getting bit. Look at my line. Look at my rod bouncing. Is that a barracuda? Look at that. Yep, it is. It's a barracuda. You know, I brought a barracuda lure just in case this might happen. You know, if he, I don't know if he's just going to swim off, but if he hangs out here for any amount of time, I might switch. Got him. Nice. Got him. This might be a better fish. Well, maybe. I put on a bigger hook with a bigger piece of bait anyway.
Let him play a little bit.
Let's see what the barracuda... Oh, it looks like a snapper. It looks like it might be a mangrove snapper. Wonder if the barracuda... Oh, look, he has a jack chasing him. Where's the barracuda? Oh, the barracuda's right there. Will the barracuda eat him?
He's coming right over.
Oh, look, he got him. Wait, barracuda. Can I get the barracuda?
Yeah. Oh, he just tore it in half.
Wait. Let's see if he eats it. Eats the rest. Oh, dang it. I almost had barracuda on.
He had one on, but he couldn't. He's chewing it up.
Oh, look, he ate the whole... All I have left is the octopus. He took my whole fish, darn him. Guys, I was going to try to... Oh, now I'm curious what that fish was. It wasn't super big, guys, so it's not like I wouldn't have let him eat a... Well, the good thing is the barracuda, he took my fish, but he left the bait. So, see, how did he clean off the fish without getting the hook in his mouth? Like, he must have bit it just right.
He's smart.
He's still there? Excellent.
He came over and faced my bait when I brought it out.
Yeah, he's probably used to fishermen.
He's right here.
All right, half.
He's right over there.
He's right over there. All right, what happens if a ballyhoo head lands right beside him? Will he eat it? He didn't. That's not an encouraging sign. I ignored him and just cast the ballyhoo way out there. Now he's swimming out to it. I don't know if he's going to take it, but he has it. Got him.
No way.
Got
You
him.
do not have
I was reeling it up, and I got the barracuda, guys.
Okay,
Oh, he's going right for the rocks.
I'll go get the other rod.
Whoa! I was reeling it up. I ignored him, guys. Oh, barracuda on, boys. Whoa, what a run. All right, guys, we're gonna see if our gaff thing works. Depending on how big he is, he can almost... Well, he'll be tired out if he keeps doing that.
Oh my God.
Ah, now the real challenge. Wonder if we should try to get... Yeah, you know, you might have to wait a second. Just wait for him to get...
Yep. Yep. He's not going to be able to break the leader.
Uh-huh, it's wire. That wave hurt us. That wave hurt us bad, guys. That second big wave. Dang it, the wave got me hooked around rocks.
Got it.
All right, I'll climb down with you. Guys, he's hooked around the rock. Those two big waves hurt us.
Oh, it's on another piece of string.
Oh, that string you lost.
Oh, is that...
I think it is. Earlier that day, me ancient got snagged on the side of the cliff and had to leave some fishing line dangling down, and somehow my line got tangled up in that line, leaving the barracuda just kind of hanging in limbo there, which might have been a blessing in the end. Cast? Maybe I cast that
you cast
big
this.
hook.
I'll hold on to that, kind of keep him up where you can
Yeah,
see him.
yeah. All right, maybe that's a blessing.
Oh yeah, I see. Where
Got him. Got him with the gaff.
Nice. Okay.
Yep, right in the head.
Let's give you some slack.
All right. Now, yep, right in the head. I don't... He's so big. I didn't even realize how big he was. I'm afraid this line is going to snap, actually.
You have a place down here that's closer. You could bring him, but that's a long way to bring him around. See over there?
My friends, we're going to have to try to bring him over here to this low spot. Actually, this might be doable. This might be doable. Oh, look, see, it just came out. Wait.
Maybe you can make a better spot.
I got him. Got him in the side now.
Wait for a good wave.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, got him halfway up.
Wait to get here comes a good one.
There we go. He's on the rock at least.
Okay, if you can hold him there.
No, wait. Let's rest just a second. And then...
There's another swell coming. Oh, that's not going to help you anymore. You made him good. You got
Uh-huh. Just a matter if the line... Yes.
Hang on, let me grab.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot.
Dang it. Well, he's gone, Pops. Yeah. Oh, look, there he is swimming. First, I thought the barracuda had gotten away completely, but then I realized he was still on the line. You know, maybe I do get one more hook. This is insane. So, folks, I have to fast forward through a lot of this because it's just me casting over and over again and a barracuda suspended off the cliff, and you can't see him, but by the end, there were about 7 other barracuda that were closing in, waiting for this one to give out while we were trying to land it. And we tried and tried. We had a couple of hooks from various lures in it. Some snapped off in the fish, and it was just a mess. But finally, right here, I hooked it really well with a spoon. and managed to get it up on the side, and then this is what happened. But we worked and worked. We'll have him up to that point. Well, now he's on the rock. Can you reach him? You got him? Are you kidding me? Okay, all right. Yeah, take your time. Yeah, just take your...
Yeah, I'm cramping.
Oh, you're cramping? Oh.
Okay, hang on just... grab my arm, please.
Grab your arm. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Want me to grab him?
If you can. Can you get him?
I got him. I got him from you. All right, get over your cramp. Yeah, no, you can just lay there and just get over your cramp if you need to.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. What a debacle.
Son.
What, all right.
Perseverance, my man. Careful what you wish for.
Oh my gosh. Guys, my first barracuda. Wow, Pops, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. I mean,
oh my
what a
look at that.
What a debacle that was. Guys, look at those huge teeth. I've got lures hanging off, and oh my goodness. I am exhausted.
I bet you are.
Thank you, Lord, that we at least caught him. That would have felt so irresponsible to leave it. I mean, I know he'd have gotten torn to shreds by his friends who were coming, but I mean, he would have fed his friend. But it felt so irresponsible to just leave like this perfectly good fish with lures hanging out of him, hanging along the shore. Oh, thank you. All right, my friends, it is the next day, but wow, what a crazy debacle last night. It's been a long time since I've been like had something that crazy happen. Probably since the last time somebody got like hooked in the head or the face, or we crashed the boat. We've done that a few times, pre-YouTube days. But probably that's been one of the craziest, like top 3 just insane fishing things that's happened to me. But we are okay. We got a few scratches and strains, but that is it. We're very blessed to get out of there with the fish and with no injuries. Out here on this beautiful rooftop here, is this not a stunning day? It's a little windy, which actually is nice, so it's not like unbearably hot, because it gets hot down here in the Caribbean, but it is just gorgeous out here. I have access to this amazing rooftop area. I'm gonna claim one of the cooking spots here. So have a table. If you have a big party of people and you want to all eat up here, you can. My cooler with the fish in it, I'll show you that in just a second. A big old sink, cutting board with the big knife today since we got a big fish, couple of burners, and then an oversized grill. So I got, and a trash can in there. So I got everything I need at this really cool little spot. Let's do a little rooftop cook up right here. First thing we're gonna do is get the barracuda out. I have here the crab from the other day. I did freeze him just to preserve him over the last couple of days, and now he's been slowly thawing out in the ice. And then I got the conch, and then the barracuda barely fits in our cooler. Let's get him out. I'm excited to cut this. Oh man, yeah, undersized cutting board here. I'm excited to cut it open and let's see what the fish was that he ate last night, because I have no idea. I think it was like a little, maybe, I'm gonna guess schoolmaster snapper is in his stomach, the fish that he ate of mine yesterday. So don't get cut by this guy. I'm gonna use a cloth to hold on to him. Let's see what fish he ate of mine. What is it? It's a, is that schoolmaster? I think it's a schoolmaster. Let's look at the head. That sure looks like the coloring, but schoolmaster and grunt look similar. So, oh, there's the ballyhoo that I used as bait. And the head is, what the heck? Did he spit out the head of the fish? Maybe he spit it out thinking that it was it had a hook in it. I don't see the head. That looks, is that a, wait, it has a spike on the back right there. Is that a grunt or is that a schoolmaster snapper? You know, I have a schoolmaster snapper. Just a second. Let's see here. Oh, look, he has a spike, big spike right on the back. Yep, same kind of spike right there. Schoolmaster snapper, not a very large one, so it might have been a keeper though. In fact, if we compare them, yeah, it might have been a keeper. Yeah, I think he spit the head out though. Crazy. Right, I'm gonna flip this over. Let's fillet the other side. It's so nice to have a really sharp knife. It just slices through this, what would be a difficult fish. Just slices through it like butter, even those thick rib bones. Goodness. I've never seen a barracuda's teeth up close till just now. I didn't realize they have 2 rows of them. You can see the ones in the back and then these ones in the front, and then of course the ones right on the tip there. I just learned that fish like wahoo and barracuda and all these kind of like big tooth predators, they'll actually swim up behind their prey and bite the tail off, and once it's neutralized, then they'll go back and eat the rest of it. And that's exactly what happened actually last night. Put the carcass in here, and we'll probably find a spot where there aren't any swimmers and throw that in the ocean, and it's going to be torn apart. I'm surprised he wasn't torn up by all those barracuda last night. And I'm going to get the smaller fish out. Kind of is funny, like, why did I keep the smaller ones after catching a giant like that? But no, they'll be tasty too. I've never eaten barracuda. You know, with barracuda, they have this kind of interesting reputation of being toxic, and indeed, every once in a while, you can get sick from them. But that's with all fish, where especially any big predator fish. So they're no different than a grouper or anything else. There we go. I'm gonna cut it into nice chunks like this that we can put on sandwiches. People make a big deal out of the red spots on fish, and I think they're overthinking it. People have gotten kind of funny with fish. I understand, like, you don't want like a super gamey flavor to them or whatever, but anymore people like going to restaurants, or I don't know, they're just catching fish, like, I want fish, but I don't want any of that fish flavor. It's like, okay. Gosh, these little red fish have so many little spikes on them. I should probably, that's the nice thing about this knife. I'm really, really liking this knife. Watch, I can take that blade off, whip out the smaller one. Look at the spikes in the blades that thing has on it. On its gill. Gosh. Plus along its back, as the usual spikes. What a pretty fish. Gosh, that doesn't, I don't see it very often with those stuck up there. Right in the back there, that's a nasty little one right on the tail. Oh, and then it has a big one in the back too, right there. That big thing. This is a spiky little fish. Since they have so many spikes and stuff, I'm not going to eat them whole like I normally would a fish this size, because I don't want to try to work around those. Just get little bluegill size fillets off of them. I see the hook in there. I'm going to pop it out this way. He really swallowed it. It's a perfectly good hook there. Sweet, got the hook back. Now with this conch, I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna steam them in the shell, and usually when you cook something, it shrinks, and then try to pull them out that way. And then I have a perfectly good shell. Oh, he's dripping. Have a perfectly good shell. So we'll save that for that. By the way, check out the Ace of Videos bracelet. I'll link it down in the description. Ace on that side. In fact, let me take it off here. It has Ace on that side and Level Up in Real Life on that side. I probably should clean off the outside of this conch shell though, because it's all sandy, and yeah, so it doesn't get sand in the meat. But all right, I'm gonna prepare everything for cooking now. All right, my friends, got everything ready for cooking here. I'm gonna use some of my first cast seasoning, the best seasoning in the whole world. Link down in the description. But it keeps on wanting to stick together, and all this humidity. Gotta break it up every time. The wind is gonna try to blow it away here. Yeah. It's a nice breezy day. In fact, it's been breezy most days here. And then all the little squirrelfish fillets. I have to say, my seasoning is very fragrant. That's one thing I really, really like about it. We're just gonna add a little pink Himalayan Himalayan salt. I think it's probably a scam. This probably doesn't really come from the Himalayas, but... Well, there goes that sponsorship.
Probably like Himalaya, Nevada or something.
Yeah.
Read the fine print.
If you fine print, it's like sometimes we get salt from the Himalayas. All right, butter. And in the cooler here, check this out. This is what's going to go on. Oh, did I mention we're going to make barracuda burgers? Yes, barracuda. I don't think I mentioned that. Decided to do that. And here's some tartar slaw. I asked my mom to make some. It is a chopped, coarse chopped cabbage, pickles, and some seasonings and mayonnaise, and I don't know, but it's amazing. You can actually eat that whole thing without even putting it on anything. You just eat it by itself. So butter the pan up good. Plop them in there. I think you can take 3. Grab this one here. Just like so. The wind is blowing away some of the heat, but that's fine. These can cook slow, cook through, because we got some thick chunks there anyway. My dad toasted the buns and put Cavender's sauce on them. Thank you, Pops, for doing that.
My pleasure.
This is a kind of a family team effort here. Appreciate your guys' help. It's going to make these even better. I'm going to be generous with this stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think you are in agreement.
Can't be over generous with tartar slaw.
All right, let's get one of these fillets. These I know have no bones because these are closest to the tail. This is the thinnest part. Ooh, look at that. Perfectly grilled, like cooked up, if I may say so myself. Don't want to brag or anything, but that's just how I like them.
If it's the fact, that ain't bragging, right?
I guess so. There we go, folks. Couple of sandwiches there. I'm gonna let this thick piece here cook just for a few minutes more to make sure it goes all the way through. And then I think I've got some water boiling here. I've got the whole steaming set up. Let's go grab the crab. Voila.
Wow.
We're gonna get some meat out of those big claws for sure.
Big old mitts.
You know, I forgot to look. I think this is a Samoan crab, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Put them right in. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't looked that up yet, but I should. Let me look up, because I assumed it was going to be a Samoan. Let's look that up real fast.
That's my guess right there.
Coral.
Fat wing coral crab.
There we go. Coral crab. All right, we got it. We got it. Ooh, steam. Steam is hotter than most things. I got to flip the crab over. Kind of hard to tell because he was already orange to begin with. I'm going to flip him over and we're going to leave him in there a few minutes longer. About 10 or 12 minutes, I'm thinking, should be good enough to steam them. I'm thinking. You know what we should do? Let's try while this stuff is cooking, we should try the burgers. We'll kind of eat everything as it comes out.
I agree.
Actually, I'm going to put on, because we want to sample, definitely, the little swirly fish and the snapper. So I'm actually going to take all these little fillets and stick them on there, and then we'll snack. Should we sit down here?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh my. Say a prayer here.
Sure.
Thank you, Lord God, for this bounty of the ocean. I ask you to bless the food to our bodies, and thank you for this time with Asa. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. All right, I'm going to let you sample the barracuda burger. See, normally these are fish sandwiches, guys, but since they're barracuda, they're now barracuda burgers because I like the sound of that better.
I'll tell you what, first thing I taste is your mom's tartar slaw, which is fantastic. But that's not good because I want to be able to taste
Just pure fish?
the pure fish. So I'm going to take a little bit offside, Joe. You grilled that to perfection. Check that out.
Thank you,
Good
son.
white meat.
Oh, look, I see pin bones.
I didn't taste any of that bite I had.
That's good. Oh, wow, but look, pin bones came. Oh, little Y bones, like a pike. Hopefully there aren't more of those in there.
Well, we'll see here.
Huh. First time cleaning barracuda, folks, so a few mistakes might be made.
You know what? It's really interesting. It is a medium flake. You know, usually a lot of this fish we've had is either real mushy or real steaky. This is like right in between.
Perfect, right in the middle.
Oh, yeah, it's a great middle of the line fish. Man, that's good.
It's a good taste.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try me a
great
bite.
taste.
Look, okay, I have to say, look at that sandwich.
That is really good.
Wow,
Man,
nothing wrong with that.
I am so glad you caught that barracuda. Wow.
Thank you for helping me, guys. Just as good as like anything, like sea fish. Barracuda. 9 out of 10, 9.5 kind of a thing. I won't say it's a 10 because there's probably some fish out there that's just like amazing, but gotta salt the other side of these real quick. Give them a little flip-a-doo. Yes, everything's turned out so well, and this is so much fun. I don't know, just being on the roof like this, and it's nice, and the breeze has been blowing away some of our heat, but it makes it where it's not oppressively hot up here. Ooh, let's grab the crab. Is there room on that plate, Pops?
I'll
Make some room. You know, never mind. I got actually this little plate here. Look, he fits. He snuggles right on there, perfect.
Word.
Sweet. Oh, you know what? Might be kind of hard to get in those. I just thought I didn't bring any crab crackers or anything.
We have some too, don't you?
All right, my friends, the conch there. I put him in the freezer along with the crab. He's since thawed out, but let's stick him in there. See if better put it that side down. See if steamed conch is any good and if it's easier to remove. This is about done here, actually. Shall we give these a sample?
Heck yeah.
Throw them off on there. It seemed funny keeping those after we caught the barracuda because we got 20 times as much meat off of the barracuda. Okay.
Oh boy.
That little squirrely fish there.
Squirrely fish. Oh man, the texture of that, oh wait, interesting. It had a crust on it, but it's a little more mealy, isn't it? Compared to the barracuda.
It's really good though. Like,
yeah, I think it
really tasty.
It is.
It has a like a sweetness to it. You don't think so?
No.
To me, there's like a sweetness or something to it.
No, not for me. For me, it just picked up whatever the good stuff you put on it. It's okay, but I would much prefer the barracuda.
I really like the flavor of that. That's one of the first times we disagreed on something, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, getting into this crab, I think. But my dad actually, I said, do we have any crab tools? He brought actual tools out here. Yeah, here we go.
And it's still really hot.
Still really hot?
Yeah.
Whoa, he is hot. We'll wait on him a second. In fact, I better tend to my food here. What we do, folks, is we cook all this stuff and then, blacken. We'll eat it off camera, and share with family or friends or whatever. So, all right, the old conch.
I'm thinking he'll take at least as long to cook as a crab, as thick as that is.
Huh. But about 10 minutes. Do you think that's good, or should I go longer?
Because of the shell, it seems to me maybe.
Yeah, it would take a long time to get the heat in there.
I guess, yeah, because it was cold, wasn't it?
We don't know what we're doing here, folks. So. I think we should take him off the plate in case we miss. We'll break the plate.
Oh, I was just gonna.
Oh, you're just gonna. Okay.
I think we could take one of these claws apart. Actually, I think he's cooled down enough to do that. Whoa. Yeah, let's see here.
Whoa.
Wow, there's a lot of meat there.
Look how thick that shell is, though. I'm going to eat this little piece right here.
Here,
oh, okay, there you go.
I'll give you that piece.
Sure.
And let me grab
Pile
this
it on.
piece.
Cheers.
Bon appetit.
All right, coral crab, first time.
Smells wonderful. Oh, that's sweet.
That is sweet. I was about to say that.
Butter?
It's like a dessert crab.
Well, I'll let you enjoy the conch. I'm going to go back to the room. Wow.
That is the sweetest crab I probably have ever had, unless my memory is deceiving me. That is 100% easily. It's like, I mean, it's like a piece of candy almost.
Dipped in butter already, sweet butter crab already. Man.
There's something, I mean, maybe not overstate it, but that is a very, very sweet crab, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we will be digging this out for sure. Brought it out good.
That did. Wow, guys, this. If you ever get
go find some more.
10 out of 10 as far as crabs go. I wish there was more of them. In fact, what I should probably do is break open the leg. Let's try one of these legs. I just don't think there's going to be much in there. Sometimes there are going to be little sausage links of meat in there. There we go. There's a little bit. Doesn't come out super well. I wonder if that, I think that's a consequence of freezing it though.
That makes sense.
It still tastes really good.
The taste is there, but the texture is different.
Mm-hmm, the texture is different. And it doesn't come out in one big piece. Let's crack open the body here.
It's a male, huh?
Mm-hmm, male, that little flap right there. He's such a tight crab. And let's clip through the shell here. Aha! Okay, looks like a standard crab. Let's get rid of these. Those are the filters.
So rinse it off?
Yeah, I'll be right back. There's a good bit of meat in the body cavity there.
We'll be able to pick that out and enjoy a little feast with that, won't we?
Yeah, we will. That's gonna be a lot of work though. We'll save that for later. Yeah, let me give it a little taste test though. Yeah, it's good. It's just like in the claws. That is cool. That is a cool crab.
Look at that.
Wow, so the barracuda was a success. Crab was a success. The little tiny fish I thought were tasty. The last thing is the conch. All right, we'll set the crab aside. I put the conch on the frying pan because of its rock hard shell, as I've learned on this trip. Ooh, it's hot. The shell is toasty. We'll return after this message and a word from our sponsors. We're the only ones up here this evening. Check this out, guys. Got double cruise ships taking off right at sunset. That is so cool. Wow, what a beautiful evening. And a little bit of haze in the sky makes it where you can look right at the sun. Well, not right at the sun, but yeah, you get it. This is cool. Come on, you little feller. There we go. Oh, wow, that seems... Oh wait, that part.
You got some of it.
It seemed like it was coming out though really fast. Look at all the juices coming out.
Dare you to drink it.
I won't take that there. Oh,
look at
it! It just comes
dog.
right out.
You dog.
Sweet. Okay, now I can think of right off the bat a drawback to this is you can't use the guts as bait because they're steamed now. The fish might eat them though.
I like steamed crab and seafood. Maybe
you know what? Maybe the fish. Maybe that doesn't affect it at all, actually. But there we go, my friends. My theory. Set that over there. We'll get back to that in a second. My theory that it would shrink and just pull right out was true, but this part there that's great, like grouper and snapper bait, can't really use it. Let me get a little knife though. We'll try a bite. We're gonna put the cutting board. For some reason it got burnt somehow. Don't know how that happened. Anyway, lay the sea slug out right there, and I'll just cut.
I'm quite excited to try this.
Yeah, me too. This is gonna be cool. It might discover like something new here, new for us anyway. Look how full of sand he is. Like that dude was eating a bunch. I think they're just like filter feeders, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's crazy.
I'm gonna cut that part off, Pops, and there's the guts right there. I'll get a nice bite for you. Well, guys, this is why you gotta try stuff new. You don't know, you just don't know how things are gonna turn out. Get the kind of the poop vein out, almost like a crawdad. Normally, when you eat conch, my friends, you have to, or they take the skin off, and because it is, and I can just feel how hard the skin is. All right, Pops, you want to grab your piece? I'll grab mine. Cheers.
Cheers.
Steamed conch.
Wow.
It has a nice flavor to it.
It has a nice flavor, but I liked it better in the fritters.
Well, deep fried is definitely better, of course. You can taste more of the authentic conch. It is a really nice seafood flavor. I actually like it better than octopus, flavor-wise. It isn't as chewy as octopus, but it's close. It's octopus is here, and it's getting pretty close to the same consistency. But it does break down after, as long as you chew 10 or 20 times. What do you think of it?
Well, the flavor is different than octopus, very distinct that way. I think I like it better fried in the conch batter when you do the conch fritters, because that conch is infused throughout the whole fritter, and the strips are good like clam strips, but I like it better with a little dough, a little onion with it, and
some
all
other
mixed
things
together.
all mixed in.
I do.
It's a very strong seafood flavor. Just, I don't know how else to describe it. Just a strong, it's its own unique flavor, kind of like
it is.
octopus or
it
whatever.
It is, definitely. And I do prefer it to octopus, mainly because it's not so darn chewy.
Yeah, it looks hideous right now, but yeah, see this part right here would have been perfect. Look how it came out in perfect spiral. just like the shell itself. Use that as bait. It might still be good. Folks, I might put this as a Ziploc bag. Well, check this out. Now we have 3 cruise ships, 1, 2, and a third one coming around the corner. And all those boats coming in are the boats that get people on shore and then take them back to the cruise ship. So hopefully nobody was left on the island that was on the cruise ship. Guys, what a fun time out here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this long adventure.
Seafood extravaganza.
It was an extravaganza. If you ordered that on the menu, it would have been called the extravaganza.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to check out my dad's channel, link down in the description. Speaking of exotic foods. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you in the next one. What is going on, my friends? Welcome to another fishing adventure on this beautiful Caribbean beach. Today, I'm going to be cast netting first off for some bait fish, hopefully in these shallows. Actually, I don't see any yet. I took one pass. I don't see any, but hopefully some will show up. Yeah, normally I see bait fish in here. I don't see them right now. I'll have to draw them in. Then I want to cast net them, and then I want to use the little fish for the big fish. You know, just kind of make my way up the food chain. Definitely glad I brought bait down instead of just relying on there being a school here. So I've got some fish guts from a previous adventure, fish carcasses. Start with the snapper fillet. Then I also have this spike here. Put it in there like that to keep them on the bottom. Nothing can carry them off so easily. It didn't take long for things to start gathering around once the oil slick from the bait started to spread. Right away, I'm seeing some crabs on the bait, so I'm gonna get a glove. You know, I better get 2 gloves. I actually found these on this beach. Get a second glove. Let's grab some crab. There we go. Oh, look at that bait size, folks. Look at that little bait size. Woo, doggy. That is a little guy. That not too big, not too small. Throw him right in there. So the longer I left it down there, the more the oils from the dead fish started to spread in the water, and the more live fish and things it started to bring in. And this is something anybody can do. If you need bait for a day's fishing, stick your old fish carcasses on the bottom, see what comes along. Oh, they're skittish. They're really skittish. Oh, they could see it coming. Dang it. Oh, no, I have one. I do have one. I didn't even see that. And I have a crab. Well, that's good. Check it out. Oh, I think that was the crab I missed earlier. It's kind of a white one. Probably a, a white crab. There we go. And a fish. Look at this, my friends. Perfect piece of bait right there. Ah, yes. 2 crabs and a fish. I'll take it. So I moved the fish to more of the corner of the cove where I was standing, and the wind was blowing directly in my face and blowing everything toward this corner, which I thought would be good. But you can see here, a crab comes, but I don't really see many fish. It's kind of interesting to see kind of what the experience is like for them in a stormy little cove like this on a windy day. A couple of crabs came for it, and then I just walked up and down the beach with my cast net looking for schools of fish. My dad has joined me. I see him. Whoa, guys, my dad already has one within the first couple casts. Let me throw the cast net down. Oh, it's a good one. Nice, Pops. I mean, within the first couple casts. A big one, too. Oh, nice. A big one.
That's a good one,
That's,
man.
I mean, good eating.
Woo, that
Nice.
was I mean, that's like bang.
I was about to walk down to you and just see what you're doing.
Oh my goodness, wow.
Whoa.
I've been swimming out here for how many days? I always see these guys down there.
Oh, the hook
Very
came
cool,
out.
very cool.
Brought the yellow bag down.
Look at that.
That'll eat real good,
man.
Pops. Wow.
All right.
Well, anyway, guys, my dad has joined me down here, and hopefully it'll be a good little fishing afternoon here. Based on the number of bait fish coming around, things were shaping up really good. There we go. I think I got some. Yes, got one. Every little bit helps. This might be a 5-pound snapper right here. You know, turn him into a 5-pound snapper. I just saw a crab bury himself right here. Let's see if I can grab him. I'm just gonna throw him up on shore. Yep, sure enough, I saw him bury himself. Boy, well look, he jumped. He jumped. Did you guys see that? Boy. Well, I've never seen a crab jump. Watch this. Are you gonna jump for me again? Oh yes, yes. Oh, got me that time. You know what I'm gonna do? Boop, like that, and then grab him. There we go. Just as a point of interest, I thought this was cool that a female crab came over. Look at that orange sack on her there. That is a whole bunch of eggs. You probably get really hungry when you're carrying a few thousand babies. All right, friends, I just went up and got my fishing rod. So, let's get the bait that's in here. Nice little morsel. I've got him hooked through the lips just like so. Let's see if that gets a big something. Weigh it out just a bit. I'm gonna cast right there. Have you had any more bites? Houndfish follow. Well, I was shocked that I didn't get a single bite all afternoon. I even threw chum around my live bait, and still it was the Dead Sea. Oh goodness, there's a big ray right there. Big ray. That stingray was one of the only major signs of life I saw all evening. And I mean, it was perfect. Setting sun, light breeze, clear water, but still nothing. Well, my friends, beautiful evening out here. I kind of thought that with live fish and live crabs, I would have got something by now, but my dad is the only one that scored one on lures, which is kind of ironic. But have plenty of time left. I guess I'll just have to figure out another spot to try. See you guys tomorrow. Alright, my friends, we are at a brand new spot. What is this? Some sort of bee's nest? Might be.
On that branch over there,
There's
too.
a hole. Where?
Right there.
Oh yeah. What do you think? Should we break it open? That might be a bee's nest. I'm not sure though. All right, my friends, here we are at a brand new spot. Haven't shown you guys yet. So we pulled off on the side of the road, kind of on the wild side of the island. And we've already scouted this place once before. Check out how perfect this looks for fishing. Nothing is built here. It's rocky. Not really much of a beach, but just enough of a beach to be able to land some nice fish. Let's try fishing here for the afternoon. First cast of the day right here for both of us. Maybe there'll be a school of jacks out there. They hunt around in packs, guys. You never know when they're going to move through. Of course, there's also tarpon and snapper. I've seen some really big snapper on this side of the island.
Broke me off at the end of the leader.
Whoa.
You're still there?
Might have been a barracuda, I wonder.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. You can see how the line's shredded up. Might have something toothy.
All right.
Dang. Well, there was that was like an $11 lure gone within the first few casts. The third cast. Yikes. Yeah, I like how there's just enough sand for us to be comfortable walking, but it still is a rocky area to fish. This is perfect.
I'm going to do the smaller one because that's a little easier for me to...
Okay. Yeah, that's a new Yozuri jerkbait here, guys. Saw a bunch of these at the tackle store, and I thought, well, they must work because they have a whole bunch of floating jerkbaits and a real nice selection of them. So my dad's going to throw that. That's brand new out of the package. Whoa. Check that out. It's a big dead pufferfish. One of the spiky ones. One of like those really venomous ones. That is crazy. It's huge too. Oh wait, it's just like the shell. Wait, there are no guts or anything inside of it. It's just the shell. Oh, look at the beak of a mouth. That is crazy. Look at all the big spikes on it. Whew, it stinks too. Huh. It's like almost like the exoskeleton of a pufferfish washed up here. All right, folks, in this bag is frozen octopus. You can't see it that well, but it's there. Clip off a piece. I have a small piece of tentacle. And I'm gonna put that on a small silver circle hook. I've noticed around here that silver hooks, I think I'm getting more bites on silver hooks. Made that big of a difference, but I think that it does. There we go, and just a little split shot. Let's cast this over the reef and see what little monsters I can get come up to take that. See that? Come on, eat it. Got it. Yes, got a fish on, folks. Doesn't feel very big, but still, I got it out there a really long ways, and that first fish of the day got it out there a really long ways. What do we got? What do we got? Snapper, a little one, but hey, schoolmaster snapper, I will take it. There must be a lot of schoolmaster, because out of the three main snappers, mangrove, schoolmaster, and mutton, this is the most common one I've caught so far. Well, skunk is, oh, hey, whoa, out of the boat or off the shore. Well, he fell in the tide pool. I'll just leave him in there for now. In fact, I might use that tide pool for my future fish. I'll probably throw him out a little bit here, but leave him in there for now. Sweet, that was fast. Yeah, it helps casting out there. I have like a 3/4 ounce egg sinker on, so I can really huck this thing, and I think that's helping. Look, guys, look, fish chasing. A little fish, and a big fisher was chasing him. Oh, that's a good sign. That looked, oh, I'm getting a bite. Got him. Got another fish, guys. This might be a better one. This might be a better one right here. Yeah, this is fighting harder. Sweet. Oh, it's a big grunt. Dang it. Ah. Cool fish, but worthless. There's pretty blue stripes, yellow, a little bit of a black tail there, but just doesn't taste good. And we tried using them as bait, and they're not really great bait either. Do I have one? I have one. Yes, I have one. This is, I think he was snagged at first. Oh no, this is a good solid fish here. It's it's a big squirrelfish, what we call in Hawaii a squirrelfish. Look at that big dude. Cool. That's why I felt snagged at first, because these live under rocks. That is a nice, normally you just see little tiny ones. That's definitely an eating size one there.
Yeah, they got teeth, don't they?
I think so. I'm definitely going to use pliers for him.
Okay.
There's the octopus. He swallowed it, and then when I clean him, we'll take it out. Nice.
That is a pretty fish.
That is pretty. Sweet. I'll take my octopus, actually. There we go. All right, my friends, we have the fish in the yellow bag down there. We like that yellow bag because it keeps the fish alive and in the water. Got him. Yes. See, again, that one felt like quite large at first. I think because I had to pull him out of the cave. I might switch to a bigger piece of bait after this. I actually will. What do we got? Yep, another squirrelfish cave dweller. Interesting. Beautiful fish. I love when their fins stand up, if it will. Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Look like an oversized aquarium fish. There we go. They have so many fins and stuff that'll jab and spike you. My dad has one. A little grunt. All right. Well, the skunk's off the shore for you. All right. Let's switch to some bigger bait. Bigger hook, bigger bait. If some like big snapper or tarpon or whatever are coming out to cruise around the evening, I'd rather like either not catch any more fish for the rest of the evening or catch a big one. That's cool. That's really cool. Look at this. It's a sponge. Heh. That's so interesting. Just like a sponge you'd use in the bathtub, except they would cut it and make it into a nice square or whatever. Cool. Well, the fossil of... I almost feel like taking that home, kind of cutting it up myself and making a homemade sponge. I don't know if I will, but I'll throw that over there. That's kind of cool. What a beautiful evening out here, folks. Man, even if we don't catch anything, it's just amazing being... and we've already caught some. But even if I don't catch the big fish, still amazing. Well, folks, the good news is I got a brand new sponge for bathing, and we got one fish to eat. So it wasn't a total loss out here this evening. The hunt for big fish goes on. See you guys tomorrow. What is going on, my friends? Welcome to a little boat rental. We have just rented this big fishing boat for the next 6 hours and are gonna head out on the open ocean. Got a big cruise ship right ahead of us there, and we are gonna see what we can catch. As you can see, it's a little bit cloudy out. Hopefully a storm doesn't hit. I'm actually excited that it's cloudy though, because hopefully that means more fish come to the surface for our trolling part of this. And I have here I have an old fishing reel and a couple of baits that I brought from the Florida Keys. I caught my first mahi, solo mahi on this. It's a double rig. Guys, look how clear the water is today. We have calm seas. Ah, man. Got some people on I think some rental jet skis there. Probably the same company. But it's just gorgeous out here. And it's not too hot. That's really nice.
Yeah, a little bit of a breeze.
Mm-hmm. Kind of cool seeing a cruise ship from this angle. I don't understand how those things stay upright, to be honest. They look so top heavy, like they should just tip over in the smallest seas, but there it is. That's a water slide up there. Alright guys, we're going to switch up now, and I'm going to throw this little pink worm. Also, I got in the Florida Keys. Apparently it's great for tuna. So let's see if it's great for tuna down here. They have a lot of tuna around here. There are 3 different kinds we can catch. I got one. I got one. I got one. Yeah, stop. Or yeah, slow it down. Don't stop completely, but slow it down for sure. Something is wrong. Yes, please. He just pulled off. He just pulled off. Something is wrong with the line. It's jammed inside the reel. Dang it. Something is wrong with my line. There's something wrong. Oh my gosh. There's something, guys, internally. Oh gosh, that's unfortunate. It's like the line was just backlash caught. It wasn't backlash because it was just like caught inside of itself. Yeah, he just snapped it off. I mean, there's nothing I could do. No drag was being taken. Dang it! Dang it! Come all the way out here to do this and then have a reel malfunction like that. Guys, to come out here and then have a fish get off at something so stupid is idiotic. But got another worm out, so let's see how this does. This new reel, I'm gonna abandon that reel. Shall we eat something?
There we go.
Guys, we brought a whole rotisserie chicken out here. Do you want that?
I'll take it. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. And I'll take this one. Wow-wee. Well, my friends, we're hanging these up for now. Nothing trolling. We tried for 3 hours. We have the boat rental for 6. And so we're going to now bottom fish for 3 hours. All right, my friends, all over this island, there are white buoys that you can tie up to because they don't want you to anchor on the coral. So we're gonna have to tie up to this. All right. There we go. Yeah, it looks like we're like, I don't know, 40 or 50 feet. So time to break out the chum block. I always find this so interesting. Big ground up block of chum, which we will slip into mesh bag and hang over side of boat. Bloop. Tie it off and let it do its work. Let it melt down. So there's my bait, a sprat with a circle hook. Carolina rig, let's drop it down to the depths.
There we go, fish on.
Fish on, nice. Honest, the sabiki, remember, yeah, it's super ultra light sabiki. So, tiny hook, tiny line.
Oh! Okay.
Oh, that's a wahoo. Or no, that's a barracuda. That's a barracuda. Oh my gosh.
He might have been chasing what I had on.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, no, yeah. My sinker's gone.
He bit off your fish, I'll bet. I'll bet he bit off your fish. Oh, crazy.
That was nuts.
That was nuts. Well, we have barracuda around the boat. That's... You know, if we have predators like that hanging around, the thing I'm gonna do like a hook with a split shot and nothing else. And let's see if I can get something to come up and eat it.
It got look like all of a sudden that thing went way down. I did. It just like whack up down.
Oh, it must have been the barracuda. Wow. I didn't want to put a wire leader because I thought I don't want to scare away a jack or mahi or anything like that. You know, the barracuda probably does that all the time to fishermen. He probably waits till people tie up to this buoy and then takes his position. Pops, there's a bunch of fish under us. Or something. Something's under us. I can't even see what it is. I don't know. They're big, though. Check it out. I think that is a huge school of really big jacks. One of the most desirable fish on this island. Several dozen of them right under the boat. And I love how you see the barracuda up close there. But then look way down there. There's another barracuda in the distance. Of course, I couldn't see any of this when I put the camera under.
Oh, fish on.
Fish on? Ooh, that was fast.
As it sunk. Come on now, let's get up here.
Nice.
Oh, come on, before anything gets it.
This might be actually a bigger fish. bring him up. Oh, you got a bunch of fish following him. What is that big fish following?
I've got
Wait,
two.
you've got a triggerfish. You got two triggerfish, and there were a whole bunch of fish. What? You hooked one in the back.
I'll take it.
And then you got one that probably bit first, then you hooked the other one in the back, or vice versa.
Wow. Well, that's probably what's down there stealing our bait. Those are good fish.
Gosh, there were a bunch of fish following them too.
There you go.
Well, we could put them in the live well and see.
We should. I like the trigger.
They were good.
Yeah.
I'll open this up. There's really pretty black with some blue on them.
Yeah, they are beautiful, aren't they? You hear them?
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
This is our sophisticated live well, guys. There's a plug here. You take the plug out and it just lets more water in. But you better put the plug in if you don't want a flooded boat. So, okay. They should be happy in there. As far as fish can be happy.
They hit on the way down too.
That's what's been just plundering us. Oh, my dad hooked up again. That didn't take long. Another one. There must be clouds of them down there, because I certainly see a bunch of stuff. That's pretty though.
Yeah, they're pretty. I think we keep him. What do you think?
Nah.
Okay.
I think 2 is good.
Alrighty.
Check it out, guys. Mahi Slayer. Brand new lures. I love opening up brand new pack of baits. One big squid on the back and one little squid. Kind of a cool color. Preparing for trolling on the way back. We have less than an hour. I can't believe it. The day has flown by. Well, my friends, the boat rental did not pan out. I am still big fishless. It's been a beautiful day though. Like, I really can't complain. It's just cool being out here, the big cruise ship and stuff. We were close a bunch, so I guess we'll just have to see you guys at the next spot. All right, my friends, this is the last hoorah.
Last gasp.
Yeah, last gasp. This is the second to the last day before we leave. And tomorrow, the last day, we're gonna spend most of the day packing up and kind of winding down the trip. So what we decided to do is come to the launch ramp where we launched the boat. In fact, a bunch of fish just scattered because we've seen a bunch of tarpon here whenever the boat's been launched. Whenever we launch the boat. So, whoa. We'll have to be careful because the waves are large today. But we're gonna see if we can throw out some baits and catch a tarpon right off the launch ramp. It's a Sunday, and so a lot of people don't really get out and do stuff on this island on Sunday. So it's very quiet out here. All right, guys, these tarpon are used to eating the scraps that fishermen throw back in. So I have here, let me open it up, wrap them up good enough. I have here a frozen pompano. There's ice on them. Let's use a nice strip of this because the tarpon are used to just eating scraps.
There's one thing too, we can't go to the store today to get any more bait. So we have to be real careful because it's Sunday and the stores aren't open on Sunday here.
These tarpon might be a little leery of hooks. I'm actually gonna get a bigger chunk.
Thread it right inside the meat.
Yes.
That's cool.
See if burying it like that gets them to bite it.
Drag set good? Drag good? Oh my gosh! Asa, you are kidding me. Oh my gosh!
Guys, tarpon are notoriously hard to catch. Like, there's something about their mouths or something.
Oh my word!
I don't know if I'm equipped to handle one that big. I mean, I could have given him a run. I'm not sure why the line snapped, actually. I've got big, strong leader. Nice big circle hole. Yeah, it's like maybe they do have teeth. Maybe when they get big, the teeth get bigger.
Yeah.
I have to use a wire. No, guys use mono. They talk about mono all the time. All right, re-rigged. Buried the hook and the bait. Probably need to bury it a little bit more. I have wire leader on now, though. There we go. Let's see if we can pull a smaller one. A big one like that, it's going to be really hard to like clean and cook. So going for the little one.
One of those rare times you're going after the smaller fish, huh?
Yeah. I just learned something on tarpon. They don't like wire leader at all. 3 times they swam by it, 3 times. I mean, they didn't even sniff it. So going back to mono.
There's one right over there. I see him.
You know what? For some reason they're hanging out in that corner now.
All right. Let him run. Whoa. That's a good size one, Asa. Oh!
He's around that.
I think you better come the other way. Oh, you're nuts. Don't do that. Oh, he's back. He's back around. Let him tire. It's a lot like a sturgeon that way. Oh my goodness. Oh shoot. Oh my goodness.
That was a massive one.
There it is again.
So if you try to use too light, they just bite it off. But if you use too heavy, they won't bite. So you can see, just look how the head's rubbed to death.
Oh yeah.
He probably just has like a ridge in his mouth.
Yep.
I don't know what to do, because it seems, because like we tried the wire leader.
I think maybe if you can get them hooked just right, it'll, you know, like just.
Yeah, maybe I'm letting them take it too far, and I have to like set the hook kind of right away so it's in the corner of their mouth. Because I let them really take it, so it's down in there, and the line can just rub back and forth.
I say we try
probably the solution.
All right.
All right, my friends. So we took a break for about an hour, hour and a half. I went back to the house and got a 50-pound mono. Hopefully this doesn't scare them, but it's heavy enough to get them. And we're just gonna give this, you guys can see where the sun is, give this one last go here. We just use the whole head. It's not like they can't suck that in.
They're big enough.
All right, guys, let's try the head.
Well, that's the one you want, why don't you?
He's looking at it, he's just eyeballing it. Oh, they turned away. Turned away. That 50 pounds. What do you do? Step back. He looked at it again and then went over it. He wants it.
Ah, let him keep looking.
He just keeps looking.
No way.
Got it. On the head. He went and looked at it a whole bunch of times.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Well, it reminds me of fighting sturgeon.
Sure. It's understandable. I'd let him tire out a bit. Well, you got... Oh my word. Wow.
Wants to get over by the dock.
We could go over there. Well, that's hard to get.
They'll make a run behind the dock.
Yeah, that's true.
Like their only option is right over there.
Oh, look at him.
Beautiful. The head can come and I can lift them over.
Here it comes. Okay. We'll see. Yeah, let me set the camera over.
All right, guys. All right, guys, look, we practically caught him. All right, land him. Here, just grab him by the mouth. He's got teeth? Woo! I just caught my first tarpon. Oh my goodness. Yeah, sure.
What a great Does he have teeth?
I don't feel any.
Okay.
I just caught my first tarpon, guys. Oh, and it's a manageable one, but still a really nice catch.
Look at the scales.
I know. That is crazy. I'm shaking. Oh, that big wave. Thank you, Lord. Washed him right up on shore, right to the other side of the rock like we needed. Well, I'm shaking. That was a big fight. I think we should bleed him out.
There you go. I think that's a good idea.
All right, guys, we just bled him out. Not going to show that, but he's dead. He's bled out. I was sitting there, and I was trying to get him to come over this little wall. You guys didn't see it because my dad was running around with the camera, but a big wave lifted him right up over it and practically set him right on the launch ramp. So that was epic. My first tarpon. Let's do a cook. All right, my friends, we have the tarpon in the bathtub here underneath this yoga mat. Just use it to kind of keep the cool down. But I have towels, and under the towels are ice and salt. So we're gonna keep it nice and cool for tomorrow's cook. But I want to show y'all something else. We didn't have a cooler big enough. That's why we had to use the tub, by the way. Anyway, I want to show y'all something else that's kind of interesting. So this is where I grabbed the tarpon. And you can see how it roughed up my hand there. It doesn't have any teeth, but the ridge still really roughed up my hand. And that is exactly what was happening to the 30-pound test leader. I could fight him for about 5 minutes, and then they'd eventually snap it. He even kind of nicked me up there. I could fight him for 5-10 minutes, and then they would snap it off. That's why I needed the 50-pound leader. It couldn't quite work his way through that. And he's a little bit smaller one than some of the beasts that we saw down there. So anyway, super happy to finally land my first tarpon. See you guys tomorrow morning for the cook. All right, my friends, out here on this beautiful rooftop cooking area that I have access to. Got the tarpon all laid out here. Gonna fillet this guy for the first time. There are a lot of theories surrounding tarpon, whether they're good to eat or not. Some people say they stink, which at the moment it smells like any other fish. But some people claim that they stink once you start cutting into them. But we will see, because the last time we ate a barracuda, which also have a bad reputation, it was delicious. And again, for this episode, I have access to this beautiful rooftop. Look at the various colors of the water. Close, shallower, and then out there. In fact, you have the really shallow band right there, then that color, and then the dark blue way out there. Just an amazing day out here. Very blessed to be up here. All right, one of the first things I'm gonna do is measure this sucker. 50 inches to the tip, about 45, 44 to the fork. I'm not sure how they measure tarpon, but 50 inches even pretty much. So that's pretty cool. All right, with a fish this big, I usually fillet it in chunks. So what we'll do is I'm gonna first cut from here back and then another, probably in thirds. So, all right, the scales are massive on this dude. So cutting into it. I mean, look how big that scale is. Good grief. Whoa. Yeah, I gotta get all the scales out of the way first. It's just so many. There. We're through. There's something difficult. Is it bony, or there's something kind of difficult about cleaning it besides the scales? It's like hard to push through. Okay, no, it's just the scales. See, look how the scales are building up on my knife. It's very difficult to, well, so far it's been pretty difficult to clean. We'll see. All right, so the meat, interestingly, is a little on the red side, which actually isn't a great sign. If it was pearly white, that would be great, but it ain't. Not that it's gonna be terrible, but usually you want white meat in fish. Big bones there. I don't feel any little bones though. You know, I think that barracuda had the reputation of a bunch of bones in them, and that was just simply not true. And so far, feeling in these, I'm not feeling a lot of bones. I'm gonna see if this cleaver, because there we go, the cleaver is helping. This is a very difficult fish to clean. Them right alongside triggerfish. Now, does it stink? No, it's no more than any other fish. It smells just like a fish. So that myth is busted. It's interesting how difficult it is to cut through. All right, so here's a fillet. You can see how red it is. Do I feel any bones? Okay, I do feel bones right there. I feel one, two, about half a dozen. Interesting. So there are bones, but there are bones close to the skin. Weird. All right, the theory that it's bony is true. All right, my friends, after much effort, you can actually see in this cross section here, see that layer of red? That's interesting. You want to avoid that usually. All right, my friends, I cut just the tail off to use it for a possible underwater experiment later. That'll probably be a whole separate video though. But you can see how closer to the tail things look more normal. You need a big knife for this job. But there we go. All those little bits should be, the fish will love to come and just eat off of it. So I'm gonna save that. I think I got a boneless steak off of it, if you can call that a steak. I don't like the color of it. You can see the kind of grayish red. That's usually a bad sign, but we'll see. I'll give it my honest taste test. Taste test comparison. We have a couple of fish we know are good. We'll fillet them up real quick. Ah, so nice to clean something small. Alright, my friends, after having cleaned both of these fish now, I would say that the tarpon, because of its size, is harder to clean. Now, if you had a triggerfish the size of a tarpon, which would be a sight to behold, it might be different. Their skin is so thick and leathery. I feel like you're dulling my knife. But the tarpon is super annoying to clean because of the big scales and stuff, but triggerfish, they're holding their own in the difficulty level, so. Alright, my friends, we're gonna keep it pretty simple because I just want to taste the essence of tarpon. So first thing I'm doing is got some strong kitchen foil. It's literally called strong kitchen foil, and it's hard to break actually. But that's good. That means it won't leak. Tarpon. We'll put it in the middle. It's interesting how mealy it seems to me. It seems like it'd be good for fish burgers or fish patties, and I actually just had, not 20 minutes ago, my friend Gio send me a video, tarpon burgers that a guy made. I haven't watched it, but he sent it to me. And after filleting the fish, I can see that you could make burgers out of these.
Why do you say that?
Because you could grind them up into, or like kind of mush them together.
Sure.
Not even grind them up, but just mush them together to make a patty and then cook it. My dad got some interesting butter. It's garlic and herb butter, but I think it's a happy accident because that's perfect for this way of cooking. I'm going to stick it right on there. I think we should add some salt to it. Just that much. This is Kickin' Chicken Seasoning. A subscriber named Heidi Hefs turned me onto it last year about this time. She sent me some in the mail, and I tried it, and I was like, whoa, that is good. And this is just a common seasoning you can get at any kind of Home Depot or Lowe's or anything like that. So anyway, yeah, definitely try some. I really like it. It's good on fish and chicken, even though it's made for chicken. And we will fold that up in the little foil boat. Come over here. And we'll stick her right on the grill there. And let that kind of poach in the butter. For the next thing we're going to do is deep fry them. Because if you have a fish that's not super great, if you deep fry it, a lot of times it can make it great. I did clean off the cutting board good, by the way. I have a hard time with the wind blowing this stuff away. Be real careful there. And I'm going to put some salt in there. Be generous with that. And then some of this kicking chicken seasoning on that as well. It's really good on fish, as well as chicken. In fact, my first wild chicken ever, I used that stuff for it. It was really good.
This has been tested on wild chicken too.
Yes.
Not only wild fish, but
that's true. That's true. And set her right in there, coat it up good. It's kind of it was kind of weird how it came off in, how'd you put just these? It just tears really easily.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how good it is or not. I really don't care for the color.
Yeah.
That can be a dead giveaway. I'm trying not to make too big of a mess with this wind, but gently roll it around in the flour. And then for taste test comparison, we've got triggerfish, which is delish. These are all, should be boneless fillets too.
Now that looks good.
Yeah, that's, you can see the meat comparison. In fact, let's grab one more piece of, ooh, yikes. Yikes.
That's the tarpon.
That's the tarpon.
Oh boy. Yeah. You're not going to make me eat that, right?
You know, they just eat other fish though, so I don't see how I don't think they're going to be like as bad as carp or something like that. It's kind of fun rolling it around on a cutting board as opposed to like putting it in a Ziploc bag or something like that. Tarpon going in fresh. Nice. And I'll just put these little scraps here around it.
Is that tarpon as well?
Yes, sir. It's all tarpon for the first round.
All right.
Cool.
Look how that boat looks like it's just gliding across on glass or something. See the shadow under it? It's a dive boat. A whole bunch of boats parked here last few days because of a storm that we had. And this is a real safe bay a lot of times. So he must be going back to where they normally dock or moor.
Ooh, doggy.
Oh man.
It looks good.
Sure do.
Looks like a big piece of chicken.
Yeah, chicken tender, huh?
Uh-huh. And then the little chicken tenders. All right, what I'm going to do is put in some triggerfish. And then one piece of the squirrel fish, or yeah, I think it's a squirrel fish, in there. So that way we get the good ones. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's plenty done.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that kicking chicken helps add a nice color to these fish and stuff, because they kind of look like chicken, you know?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 3 fish, and the tarpon is right there. We'll try that first, actually. First, we'll say a prayer, though. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this blessed time out here, and thank you for all the variety of fish you've created for us to enjoy. I ask you bless this food to our bodies now. Through Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, tarpon.
Tarpon
is,
first.
What is myth and what... Oh, that's kind of a weird-looking piece.
Try it.
Cheers.
Cheers, I think.
They don't say they
Smells
can
like
be
fish.
toxic or anything.
It's not ugly. You know,
No.
It's not like, ugh.
Not spit it out or anything.
No, no. I think
A little
we
tartar.
got some tartar slaw.
Thank you, Pops, for making the...
My pleasure. Use your
Tartar
mom's
slaw?
recipe, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like a little?
Sure. Yeah, it's not... I was a little bit... I thought maybe we may eat one bite and be done, but...
No. I would say the texture, I don't care for that. I think you want to cut it thin like you did, because that way it fries on both sides and it makes it a little crispier than it would be ordinarily.
It's a very soft fish.
Yeah,
Is that,
soft fish,
yeah,
yep.
definitely a very soft fish. Now, speaking of which, we just so happen to have some
There you
little
go.
crispy pieces. I like your idea of maybe it'd be better
Sure.
really thin. Like a really thin, kind of hard crisp. It's crunchy.
Yeah, I actually like that better. It's there's more body to it because of the coating. That's a good coating you put on it. But I like tarpon.
Guys, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't taste nasty.
No.
I do see why, because of how hard it is to clean. Maybe it's not the favorite fish, but no, there's nothing nasty about it.
I can see too doing fish burgers with it. You know,
If I catch another, we'll have to try that, because that might be just thing. Now let's compare it though with the old triggerfish, which we know is delicious. You want to grab that, break it in half.
there you go. Thank you.
Okay. Cheers.
Oh,
One thing about that triggerfish, I put it in the freezer because I wasn't sure if I was ever going to catch a big fish. So that might affect it a little bit.
yeah, it's still. I mean, it is. I like the texture better than.
You like the firm. You've always liked firm fish.
Yeah, I do.
And then,
It's a good flavor.
which one's better? The squirrel fish? Kind of dip him in there. Cheers.
Well, that's good.
I really like squirrel fish a lot.
I like this squirrel fish.
Yes. You know what? I need to try this.
What do we have?
This is Jamaican crushed Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. This is extremely popular in the Caribbean. I've never had it, so I thought I would try it. Let's put it on the tarpon and
Looks
see.
kind of like a chutney or something almost.
Let's see how it comes out here.
Ooh,
Oh
there
yeah,
you
it
have
is exactly like a chutney. Okay. Well, that came out
I'm gonna
fast.
let you try
Well,
it first.
It's supposed to be quite hot. Let's see. I kind of like hot, but
Yeah, you
medium.
like it more than I do. Is it hot? Oh,
it's very hot.
very fine.
I like it. It's I like the. Ooh, I need some milk or something.
Oh my, really?
Wow.
I'm glad I didn't do that. You gonna be all right?
That that packs a punch. I think it's better as a marinade just to get a little spice on something you want. In fact, I'm gonna get this creamy coleslaw here. Better off in tinier amounts. I like it. The flavor though, when it first went in, it was like nice, and then just kind of the heat overwhelmed me.
Kind of like someone struck a match to the.
I'm sweating.
I can see that.
Overall, would recommend in smaller dosages. And the last thing we gotta try is the tarpon in here. Look at that. All right. I mean, we already know it's good now, I guess, but we'll try a little bite.
Heck yeah.
What I'm gonna do is put just a little seasoning, splash right over top. All right, is this better than fried? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to taste much because my mouth is on fire.
Do you want me to try it?
Yeah, that might be better.
Okay, here.
My taste buds are writhing, so they're not.
Taste buds out, not right. That's interesting. It almost has. It's a little drier.
Huh.
That's kind of strange. Yeah, but that, and so there's a little more body to it almost. It's not bad. It just takes on the flavor of whatever you put on it, I would say.
Yeah, it has bones in it, but it just has big bones, so they're kind of easy to work around. It's not like it's filled with tiny pin bones.
That's good fish.
Yeah.
Again, I can see why a guy would want to make a tarpon burger. You know, form it up or grind it up and then form it, whatever.
So guys, here's my conclusion of the tarpon. It's edible. Definitely. I mean, don't believe anybody who is like, oh, they're toxic.
Disgusting.
They're disgusting. Yeah. They're not disgusting or anything. But it's a little bit of a process to get the meat out. So if you're feeling adventurous, definitely try it for yourself, but only if you're feeling quite adventurous. Otherwise, a lot of work. Otherwise, catch and release, and they're super fun to catch. So difficult to catch too. Wow, that thing circled 4 times to eyeball the bait before it ate the pompano head. So
There you go.
well, my friends, thank you, Pops, for
What
this.
what an adventure! What a time!
Yes, what a
Golly.
beautiful place.
I'd like to come back.
Let's do it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We'll see you in the next one. All right, my friends, let's make the sponge into a sponge. I'm going to try to make a nice little square. The bread cutter. This is the original way that sponges came about. They took actual sponges from the ocean floor. I think now they're all just synthesized. They may have natural ones, I guess. They probably do. I don't know about such things though.
Is it hard, or it looks like it's kind of like bread?
It's kind of, it surprised me how dirty it is.
I can't believe how much sand there was.
Uh-huh.
And that's on the inside too. It's not just on the outside.
Yeah. Wow. You know, it's more crumbly than I thought. I thought I'd be able to make like a perfect square with it.
Close.
I didn't know that there were big hollows and stuff. Well,
it's like a cross between a loofah and a sponge.
Yeah. You know, maybe if I just cut, well, no, if I keep cutting it, it is a little crumbly. And it's dirtier than I thought. So they would have spent a lot of time cleaning these really well before you sold them and shaping them. Probably leave that to the sponge experts. I don't know if I'll actually use this, but there you go. That's where the original sponges came from. What is going on, my friends? Welcome to a little underwater episode here. I'm at this really cool spot where there's some old concrete and a ton of fish of all types are hanging out here. I have here some pieces of bait. You can see that's like a half of a mouth of a tuna, I believe. And it's the scraps that restaurants and stuff cannot sell. And so they put them in a pack and sell it to fishermen. So I thought I'd put some of those chunks on the bottom, see what comes along to take a bite. Let's do it. All right, so I took a piece of, I think it's a tuna, some sort of deep ocean water fish like that. I think this is near the gills, but it had quite a bit of meat on it. So I put it out, and before long had my first customer who's really, really fast. Let's replay that. Look how fast the snapper shoots over. Wow. The speed of all fish, and even things like turtles and stuff like that, always amazes me, because usually they just swim around at kind of a normal slow speed. But when they want to move, it is 0 to 60 in no time. And before long, had a whole bunch of these little snapper gathered around. Then the needlefish started swimming over, and they seemed interested, but needlefish kind of stay above the fray. They aren't super combative. On the other hand, crabs are extremely combative and just kind of bullies, you know, underwater. They remind me of kind of just greedy bully creatures. There's just basically they're kind of like the thugs, they seem like, of the ocean floor. And you don't want to get too many of them in one area, because then fights break out. But that is what started happening here. Now we have 3 of them on it, and I sense a little tension building. And you know, each of them has what's akin to boxing gloves on, so you know what's going to happen. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fight on our hands. The 2 welterweight blue crabs going at it. But what's this? A 3rd blue crab jumps in the ring, starts beating up the snapper, bullying the other crabs. It is insane. Whew. But the rest of it's only available on pay-per-view, so I decided not to watch the rest. Found this little blue crab hiding in the sand. We'll have to get back to that another time. I decided to move the bait a little closer, added some to it. Those pieces look like they're maybe from a tuna or a wahoo. That looks like near the tail maybe of a wahoo or tuna there. And when I put it out in a little bit deeper water, expecting some different fish, I just got the snapper coming over again. But they seem to absolutely love it. Check out that one right there. He's just holding it in his mouth. He's probably never tasted anything like this. It's incredible. Dig off a chunk like that. Besides snapper and some of just those usual fish, I didn't really get anything interesting to come over in the deep water, so I decided to move it close to the concrete wall there. And there are other concrete slabs laying around. I thought if I could get something to come out from there, because you never know when you do this what could come out from under rocks or from out of the weeds or whatever. And sure enough, here comes a moray eel. Taking a look at it, but then it backed off. which is interesting how timid it was. Maybe it thought it was a trap. I may have walked by right then too, and scared him away. In fact, I think that was the moment that I walked by and scared him a little bit, because I was walking back and forth on the beach. He finally came back out, grabbed on, and tore just a small piece off, which was surprising because I kind of thought it would take the whole thing away. Like, they've done that in the past on this channel. But this little crab comes along instead, works on that bottom piece, and hauls it off, leaving the eel with just that little top piece, which it did not come back for. So I thought, you know what? Let's try out toward the deeper water, toward the deeper ledge a little bit. And so I moved it out to here thinking I could get some bigger crabs and bigger fish to come along. Looking out over the ledge was pretty cool. And check out in the background there, a huge barracuda. And that thing looks giant. That was really neat. And then a first blue crabs comes out of the sand. You can see the sand still falling off of his shell as he's eating on it. And then check out the barracuda cruises by again. Isn't that so cool? They look menacing even from far away. But besides this little white crab and the barracuda, nothing else came along. So I decided to switch it up again. All right, my friends, I've come to this point here, and I'm gonna try it out in a little bit deeper water just for a little bit. And I have a piece of bait here that is unusual. Check it out. This is a cut of tarpon near the belly. Has a whole bunch of junk attached to it. And let's see what comes along to take this piece. I took the meat off the top there, and this is the rib cage and a whole bunch of the belly. Let's see what grabs this. So within just a minute or two of the bait being down there, this cool looking crab found it. I don't even know what kind of crab this is, but it looks a lot like a rock, especially when it folds its little claws in. And when it buries itself in the sand, it really blends in. You wouldn't even know it was there. I went and found a rock to stick on top of the tarpon fillet, and that's how fast that little crab found it. I think he ate his fill and really enjoyed it, but the fish did not. In fact, that fish swims by. A houndfish comes over to take a look at it. You would think it would tear off a chunk, but it didn't. You see a tiny little crab on it there. And then finally, this big stingray comes over. It's like, okay, the stingray is taking a bite right here. It's probably going to carry the whole thing away. This is a very large stingray, by the way, because that's a big rock I had, and that stingray dwarfs the rock. But it's like it got scared of the camera there. Whoa, what are you doing here? And then this stingray circles back around to have another bite, but then decides against it. This totally surprised me. I thought the stingray would have no hesitation about carrying it off. The fillet of tarpon was still good. It's not like I had left it out in the sun or anything like that. I kept it in a cooler. And the more the stingray circles by, the more it just ignores it. It's almost like it kind of wanted to like it, but refused to eat it. And that was all the action I had on the tarpon fillet. So I don't know if fish don't like tarpon or there's something wrong with it. Not really sure, but it was a really fun experiment. Anyway, I really love doing these videos. If you guys enjoyed them, please click on the screen there to watch the next episode, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys in the next one.